Hello, hello, and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master for this ragtag group of heroes and our campaign, the Tyranny of Dragons. If you're watching us for the first time on YouTube, welcome. We have primarily been streaming on Twitch now. We're up to episode 32. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. If you're joining us on YouTube, we're going to be streaming to both Twitch and YouTube from now on. However, this campaign, the Tyranny of Dragons campaign that we've been running, is all about the players, who will introduce themselves and their characters right now, starting with Claire.
Claire, I'm playing Mira, the Dragonborn Sorcerer, Silver Dragon, not Red Dragon. And she's sporting a spiffy new glass eye right now. Yep. She's all caught up in this quagmire of a plot, unfortunately. So let's see what happens in this new half of the campaign.
I'm sorry, did you call my carefully written story a quagmire of a plot?
Yes.
Well, someone's starting off with whatever the opposite of inspiration is tonight.
Them fighting words. No. Twitch will give me advantage, but no Twitch.
Mira, could you quickly do a dex? No. Next up, we've got Jared.
Hey guys, I'm playing the character of Jin, Illyrian Whisperwind. There's a few. I think I won't keep his secret under wrap for too long. Just we have a new player on board, so that might show itself in today's session. But for everyone else at home, if they've been paying attention, they are very well aware of what my character is and can do. And yeah, so currently I'm just Illyrian, a bard / warlock. So looking forward to some of the shenanigans that are going to be coming about with landing this castle. And
Absolutely.
I will pass it over to Michael, I guess.
Everybody, I am Michael, playing Lockie and also Deliri as well. We'll get to that. He is a Warforged Artificer. Sorry, I'm still getting my head around all the species.
New character, who dis?
New character, who dis, exactly. Yeah. He's a Warforged Artificer made of hogs that have been scavenged from the various episodes.
Absolutely. And our guest character, who is back again for more punishment, Ali.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Lyra, the Kalashtar Druid. She's just a happy-go-lucky girl that's just here to keep an eye on her friend. Absolutely right.
So, thank you everybody who's been giving us those likes and subscribes on Twitch and YouTube. I realized this afternoon while I was quickly writing the recap that I hadn't actually published the YouTube video for the last session last week, so I've got that up and running. But podcast viewers, you've been caught up for a while now. So yeah, thank you everybody who's been liking that. We hit 50 episodes on the podcast because we were splitting them into two. We hit 50 episodes with the most recent uploads. That was really exciting. We got a little milestone for that. So well done everybody. 50 episodes of a podcast. That's crazy. So yeah, thank you everybody who's been... What was that, sorry?
We just started out as a podcast as well.
Exactly right. Yeah, we started off just as a just as a podcast, and then it sort of evolved into, well, this crazy collection of Lost Archives. Yeah, so thank you everybody who's been liking those. Thank you for everyone who joined me for the Witcher 3 streams, and Jared and I for the hilarious Sea of Thieves stream on Monday night. That was a lot of fun. That was good fun. We were originally going to play with Andrew as well, who's another friend of the archives, another archivist. But he had to reinstall Sea of Thieves because his computer conked out, but just so happened that was another one of our streamer friends who was on standby who just jumped in, so we had a great time. We will definitely be doing a lot more Sea of Thieves. We thoroughly enjoy it. I'd say probably a bit too much considering what we were doing last session.
Baldur's Gate 3.
And Baldur's Gate 3, we will be doing Baldur's Gate 3, so stay tuned for that. That is going to be lots of fun. We will be playing that from the very beginning. Where I know I've done a couple of streams of Baldur's Gate 3 with another Andrew, who's another friend of the show. He is going to be doing Baldur's Gate 3 with Jared and I. We're going to do it from the beginning. We're going to go all the way through with all custom characters, so that should be buckets of fun. But yeah, that's it from me. Anyone else got any fun news to share?
particularly.
No,
really?
Found
I'll
out
take
today
I'll
that-
take that silence as I mean, look, it's COVID times. No one's doing anything fun. Let's be honest here.
Oh,
That's
look, honestly, like I think everyone's starting to sort of get out of the COVID sort of pandemic a little bit. We're
Oh,
all
man,
starting to
that's-
step out of our houses a bit more now.
it's really awkward because I've got a whole plague campaign coming up. Maybe I was a bit late on that.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's
Cool.
called Novid. It's called Novid.
How can I escape my reality? Just escape to another pandemic.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
exactly right. So we're going to be doing. Yeah, unfortunately, the king of Oshia has announced a lockdown. So everyone's going to have to stay in their guild halls for the next 6 sessions. Man, that sounds shit. All right, I think that's enough. I think that's enough inane banter from me. Let's get into the campaign. Azure, Mira, Wiltix, and Jin are the founding members of the Tempest Adventuring Guild, a brand new group dedicated to solving mysteries, thwarting schemes, and obtaining as much treasure as possible while doing so. This campaign has been following the escapades of these heroes and their efforts to fight a cult known as the Order of the Dragon, a group dedicated to the resurrection of Tiamat, an evil betrayer god. Having travelled much of the land of Oshia, defeated many foes, and successfully infiltrated the ranks of this cult, the group have found themselves aboard an ancient flying castle, used by the cult as a base of operations. After damaging the control matrix essential for powering and flying the castle, good call, Resmir, one of the cult leaders, has fled the castle on the back of a white dragon Glazhael, with most of the cult who were occupying the castle following close behind in various airships. With the castle mostly abandoned, the party began exploring and discovered an ancient Warforged, Lockie Hobbs, and his companion Lyra, an elf who had been sealed inside a magic amulet. Sensing the potential these new allies offered the guild, the group has grown by 2, and the new party have set off to clear the remaining rooms of the castle. Coming across 2 red wizards who seem somewhat suspicious, Azure and Jin, Jin disguising himself as an invention of Azure's called Roger, attempted to force their way into the room these 2 red wizards were staying, and after refusing to leave, the red wizards attacked. The resulting fight was brutal, but eventually the party were able to burn one to death, tear the other's throat out, and yeet a gargoyle out the window. We rejoin the party inside the room of the red wizards. You are all standing around the remains of this room. The fireball that Mira detonated in the middle of last session has scorched the walls, the ceiling, and parts of the floor. Bloodstains are stretched across the floor like a carpet from where Lyra tore out the throat of Azaba Joss. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I don't know about. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just yelling loot because I don't think our microphone's working.
Oh, yeah. You guys would like to loot the red wizards? Absolutely. Go ahead. Anyone who's searching the bodies can go ahead and make me an investigation check immediately.
Oh, I guess I'm right next to Asbara.
All right. So Mira and Delirian are going to loot Asbara.
What'd you say? Sorry, what? Check.
Investigation.
Lyra's rifling through the pockets of the other one.
Oh no, that's
you
not
are
a
currently a wolf. Do you come out of wild shape, or do you just as a wolf
Yeah,
start
she
snuffling
drops
through?
she drops wild shape.
There you go. There we go. All right, beautiful.
Or-
all right, so we've got a
or
9.
Asbara Joss.
Yeah, we've got a 9
He
from
did not-
Mira. Yep, sorry.
Oh.
You go.
Just gonna say he got effed up hardcore.
He did get effed up hardcore. You guys were not kind to these people. I mean, to be fair,
They
you
deserved
stormed into a private room of theirs. You insulted them and assaulted them, and then when they attacked you to get rid of you, you detonated a fireball on their face. I mean, that was pretty rough. I feel like you guys have been a bit evil. No, I'm kidding. So Mira and
hey.
Jin. I'm kidding. Mira, a 9 for investigation, Jin, and 11 for investigation. As you begin shuffling through and pushing through the bodies of Rathmodar and of our good friend Azaba Joss, Mira, you find the staff that he's carrying. This very elegant red metal staff with these veins of bronze and dark obsidian through it. In fact, I think I can even display the item on the thing. Yes, there it is. You find a staff of fire.
Ooh, nice.
Illyrian, as you ruffle through, you find 3 spell scrolls. You find a spell scroll of Dimension Door, a spell scroll of Featherfall, and a spell scroll of Fireball, which as a Warlock, you are able to recognize the script used for most magic. I will post that in the chat as well. There
Yes, awesome, cool.
Just so you've got copies of them for future.
That is
because
so handy.
some people don't take notes. There you are.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I take tons of notes.
But yeah, that's what you find.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My god, that stuff is.
Yeah.
Quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
It's quite nice. Azure at this point is sort of like looking around, looking out the window where the gargoyle was essentially yeeted out the window, sort of looking over, going, "Do you think it's hit the ground by now?" Or... Oh, we've had our first advantage. Lyra, you have been given advantage by the Twitch stream.
No.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Dragon Wolf, hello Dragon, thank you, has given fantastic D&D appropriate name. You have gifted have you gifted this to Lyra because she was just a wolf as a druid before? I'm gonna guess that you have, because I know you, Dragon. I know you very well, Dragon. Yeah, you've been given an inspiration. You may use that whenever you see fit.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Very cool.
Yes. For those of you who are wondering, we do have a channel point system where you can give the players and myself advantage or disadvantage. You can spawn monsters, you can create NPCs, you can do lots of fun stuff. Yeah, so very nice. You've been given an inspiration. So, yeah, Azure's just sort of looking at going, I wonder if it's hit the ground by now. If it's still falling.
I believe it's probably almost there.
It was made of stone. Calculating. I believe it was made of stone, so perhaps it falls a bit faster? Not quite sure how that works.
I gave it an upward trajectory as it was leaving the window, so it would have been on a ballistic course towards the ground.
Ah, yes. Very well. Very good. That makes sense.
That's a good Azure.
Thank you. I've been practicing my Azure. Yeah, so you guys have looted the bodies. What would you like to do? Now the question is, do we want to do a little time skip? Or do you want to investigate any more of the skyship? Because if we want to have a bit of a look around, we'll keep doing some stuff. But if we're feeling like we want to do the time skip, I'm more than happy to do it, and we'll zip ahead. I leave it in your hands.
Yeah. Does anyone actually want to investigate any more of the castle?
I think we're just gonna try and stop it or
At least
We
bring
could, yeah,
bring down.
we could always go back to the engine room and give
Yeah.
that a go. If we want. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work, but just make sure we have enough time, I guess, to get off. We do have those featherfall tokens.
You've also now got a spell scroll of Featherfall as well.
Yeah, and Dimension Door.
And Dimension Door. Well, let me bring you guys down to the engine room once again, which is one of my favourite maps of all time.
Will we
Pass
Tyranny on the way?
You probably would pass Tillery on the way, yeah. Would you like to have Tillery do something?
Yes, actually, he's going to approach the group. Well, my friends, and you see in his hand that he's got what appears to be bed sheets just folded over and over and over in his arm. And he has a little sheaf of papers in the other hand. Well, my friends, it appears that there is cause and need for me to perhaps go and see the hoppers. So I was thinking about some things, and I put together a little drawing of the castle in which we stand. I've written down some of my experiences, but I was wondering if there was anything that you would want to add in going and sending word to the hoppers.
Oh, yes, maybe, Jin. Yes, you know what to say to them. Although you've already sent word, but maybe any details, maybe a code. Should we put a code?
Well, we can most certainly do what you wish.
We should put a code. Yes.
What about you, my friend? Rain? Or are we still calling her Rain? I've lost track.
Yes.
He's giving it away.
Yes, I am Illyrian for now.
Yes, Lillian. Is there anything you want to think of apples? Any more information you needed?
Just detail everything that we've come across. Talk about Resmir and the white dragon that we saw. What was his name?
Glasshail.
You know?
Glasshail.
Glasshail, that's it. I do remember. I had it written down, which is easier.
I'm sure
yes,
you
Spelled with a Q?
mention Resmir and Glasshail.
Very nice.
Certainly is.
And let them know that they escaped, and a lot of the forces have actually escaped as well. So we're not going to have such a queue that we thought we were going to.
Oh yes, good point. I will add this. He does so. Practice instruction.
But it's okay. Like, I think once we get to the city, I will also be able to get in contact with the Harpers. There's a lot that we must talk about.
It is. I just wanted to perhaps bring them word before they. There is a lot for them to take in. May take some
Yes.
time before they calm down.
Maybe the most important thing to focus on is that Resmir, Glasshail, and all the forces of the castle have vanished.
Sure.
And I think they might be going to the sacrifice circle.
Yes, that is a very good point. Okay, this too I will have word before he does. That is. Okay, well, it seems that my road has finally diverged from the Lockie, but it will be out there somewhere.
Where will you go?
I do not know. The road will take me where it wants.
How will you
I'm
get?
sure.
Oh, I have many ideas. Do not worry. I always learn.
Look, I'm sure we will see you again, friend. You always do sort of pop up at the sort of most opportune moments.
Yes, I am known.
That's a bit of an
Thank you for
understatement.
It has been a rare pleasure.
God, this is so wholesome, guys.
Well, I will bid you adieu. And so here's approximately, as a give or take, 320 feet from the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's going to bend over.
Yep.
Jump on all fours. His tail's twitching, and you see his claws come out and dig into the ground. And he readies himself. And then he's going to take off at a sprint. And
Okay.
I'm going to compress it. I'm going to say action, sprint,
Yep.
step of the wind, bonus action,
Yep.
then the feline movement. And he screams through in one round
Yep.
that whole 320 feet
Yep.
and hurtles himself off the building.
As he does that,
Yep.
I sort of chase. Wait, but what about your share of the?
And and he's just too fast. As you activate all of these bonuses simultaneously, and reach speeds in 6 seconds, moving 120 feet. You just shoot off the side of the 300. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You shoot off the side of the sky castle, trailing these sheets that you've sort of tied together. Are you sort of using these like a wingsuit? Is that the plan?
It's a sort of a cross between a wingsuit and a parachute.
Absolutely.
God,
I'd just
I
like
hope
you
he
to
doesn't
make
die.
for me. I'd just like you to make for me just a single check. He's got a Featherfall token anyway. I'd just like you to
Okay.
make for me a single check. I'd like you to make me either an athletics or an acrobatics check. Your choice. I just want to know what this looks like so that I can describe it as accurately as possible.
And considering he is going I'm going to use
Oh, I've lowered the DC considerably considering how fast he's going. 17, you smash it. I set the DC as 10. 21. Oh my god. So yeah, Talari just disappears. He goes from stationary to a blur across your vision. And the last thing you hear is this sort of ruffling sound as wind starts whipping through the cloth that he's trailing behind him, almost like a kite. And the sound of his tail flapping in the breeze behind him, like the tail of a kite. And he just disappears over the side. After a few seconds, you hear a sort of like a strange cat cry, and he swoops up the other side of the castle, does a loop, and then drops back out of sight again.
Well, he was a little bit too quick. He didn't, well, he doesn't get his share of the loot, I guess.
That
He just
was
disappeared.
that's light speed, apparently.
I did see him
A
before.
little
We
bit too
took
quick.
approximately took some gold with him. So
Oh, he did.
Ah.
Yes.
it took us one, very small, but he took some.
Well, at least he has his share. He helped us out big time there. It would have been horrible for him to have left with nothing to show.
Absolutely. Alrighty, I will bring you guys. I like the yeet comment. We've got a lot of yeeting in this campaign recently. Alright, I'll bring you guys
Yeah,
down to
yeet.
the engine room. Yeah, yeet. Alrighty.
Eat myself out of this campaign.
I'd like to yeet myself. Perfect. Good. Alright, so as you carry on down through the ruins of this sky castle, it takes you probably about 10-15 minutes to get back up to the top section, then down again into this engine room section below. After traveling through, as you approach in, those of you with a passive perception of greater than 12, you notice a sound at the edge of your hearing, almost like someone sort of muttering to themselves, and then the sound
Oh,
of tinkering,
no.
as if people are moving things about as you enter the room. And as you approach the central dais where you had seen the area of interest, you see a figure standing in front of the dais, pressing a number of buttons, looking very focused, taking her time, with a strange glittering glow of lights forming almost some sort of like barrier from the floor to the ceiling around the dais, is an elven figure with pale purple-blue skin, pointed ears, and very pointed canine teeth. She doesn't seem to have noticed you as you guys step into the room. She's focused on what she's doing.
Is Wiltix with us?
Wiltix is not with you at this stage.
Okay.
Look, I'm gonna walk forward.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go, Sandezul. Is that how you say it properly?
You were very close. That's the closest I think you've ever been to getting one of these character names right. Sandesel.
Sandesel. I have the notes here.
As you
I
say
told you to take
Sandesel,
them.
she turns around and goes, Sandesel. Welcome.
My apologies.
Of course, not a problem. Now, seems you lot did a fair bit of work clearing out this castle. My, you've been busy, and you've picked up some new friends as well. That old robot who wandered around the place. And you, dear, hello there. Nice to meet you. She looks over at you, Lyra. She says that. Hello.
Hello. I don't think we've met.
No, we haven't. You may call me Sandesel Morja. Pleasure.
Lovely to meet you.
This one has manners. Why didn't you bring her along the first time? And where's your
Was
small
I actually-
friend?
Was I actually even there the first time?
I think
And
you...
I sort of have like a smile across my face.
She raises an eyebrow and looks at you curiously and goes,
As she looks at me, I
Hmm.
sort of have my hand flash across my face quick and just reveal. Lyra won't see this, but I reveal. Who was I playing again?
you were playing as Rogar,
Rogar.
Crimson Scale.
Yes. I'll show a flash of
Oh.
Rogar go across my face.
Fascinating. Very interesting. A shapeshifter. Curse? Gift? Very curious.
Born with it. Not really sure if it's hereditary or not.
Well, you've done me a great service, just as you promised. You have cleared out the castle from that degenerate cult scum. And now I can take this castle and find my true followers of the cult, those who have not been corrupted by the teachings of this new bearer of the Red Mask, this Tiamat nonsense. We can go back to the real Order of the Dragon. It's been a while since we've had a Dracolich loose. I can't wait to see another. You guys are all just silent. I love it. Struck it all. She turns back around and begins working at the dice, seemingly not too worried about you guys.
I was actually talking, but my mic went on the fence again.
Sorry. Yeah. What did you say?
Oh, no, I was just saying. What was it? I sort of, when she sort of finished that and talked about the Dracolich, I said, "Oh yes, it does sound like a great idea, but the issue we have is that, well, this is going straight on a one course, and before we know it, this will be a smouldering ruin upon the countryside."
Yes, it is a damn shame that the bulk of the castle will be lost, but I'll be able to take my tower and the upper portions of the engine room with me. Shouldn't be a problem. You probably should start to look for some way off this rock. You haven't got much time before it crashes. Did you bring an airship with you? Otherwise you're going to need to find some sort of parachute.
Ah, it's okay. We have our own ways to get off. Oh, and quick question as well.
Yeah.
How long do you think we actually have? Because we did I think it was 2 days. So I don't know how much time has passed.
I'd say at this point you guys have still got.
You've still got.
I'd say at this point you've still got 12 hours or so before you believe that you'll reach. Before you believe you'll reach Palin. How long until the Sky Castle runs out of power? You've got no idea. None of you have any knowledge at all. You've got no. You know you're about a day away from Palin, but how much energy is left in this thing after Mira crippled it? You've got no idea.
That's a very good point. You think about that.
No, you have no idea.
What about the mechanics of her detaching her engine? Any idea about that?
What was that? Sorry, Lockie?
The mechanics of her detaching her tail in the engine room. Do you know what she means?
Make me a history check with advantage. Because you would have some knowledge of this anyway, but I want to see how much knowledge you have. You might have quite a bit, actually. 22, 13. We'll take the 22. Yeah, something that's always puzzled you is that you could see that there was definitely the ability for this thing to be modular. The central lower courtyard and the upper courtyard were added onto the main spire of this giant flying castle much later. The central mechanism seems to actually be centered around that tower at the very, very top. There's a section underneath that you've sort of been in and out for repairs that is the central mechanism. But over time, as more sections were added, it was expanded, a larger engine room had to be constructed. This is now the primary engine room, but you know there is a secondary one that was originally made. And it's an older engine room up in the top section of the tower. As far as you knew, though, it was non-functional completely. It was completely dead. No one had any way to activate it. It was dead. There was no point to it. It was completely redundant. That's why the main primary engine room was constructed. So this is what she's talking about to you, a little bit interesting. You're sort of, this seems like new information. Oh, what was that? Sorry?
I think Michael's... Hey, go on.
I'll store my memory.
There we go.
Yep.
Oh, your mic's dropping out a little bit there, Michael. Just
so
scream.
you're saying that...
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, headphones. So you're saying, my dear, that you've gotten the old engine room?
Oh.
Is that what I'm supposed to understand?
Oh, a lady has her ways, especially one who's lived as long as I. Gotta have tricks to survive in this world. I don't intend to go down with the rest of the castle. I'll be taking my tower and leaving before then. Oh yeah.
Can I sidle up to Lockie and just kind of side ask him, is any of these crystals connected to the old engine room?
Lockie, I'll tell you straight off the bat with your previous history check, you know for a fact they're not. This is all part of the new setup. This is all for the new engine room.
With a squeak, he shakes his head.
Nice.
A subtle nod, like, no choice. really.
She sort of like wraps up what she's doing, turns around and steps to the edge of the thing, goes, well, I'm pretty much done here. You really don't have much time. You probably should be looking for a way off. You don't have time to be standing here watching me.
So, you don't think there's any way we can salvage it at all?
What, this? She points to the mechanism behind her. No, some upstart magician has irrevocably damaged this mechanism.
Yes.
Not sure what they were thinking. Using a hammer when a screwdriver was necessary. Came in here with power. Raw power. Well, quite a bit of power, I'll give them that. But, gosh, they've done a number on this old mechanism. I don't think there's anything that could get this flying again.
Such a shame indeed then. Well, it was, lovely to meet you. Best of luck until we meet again.
To you too, I hope you don't go down in a fiery ball of death and destruction. I haven't yet had the pleasure to sample your blood. Maybe another time.
I nervously laugh.
She does not laugh. She just looks at you and smiles. Very unnervingly. Right.
Owen,
Well.
can I get a read on this this shield, this sparkly shield in front of her? Can I?
Absolutely. Make me that sounds like an Arcana check to me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a bit of Sandasel there. That sounds like an Arcana check to me. Ugh. Sorry. Natural 20. It's a wall of force.
Ah, dang it.
For those of you who are new to D&D, a wall of force is basically a force field. Yeah.
Ooh, right.
Yeah. Beam me up, Scotty. She looks over. She gives you guys a polite wave, and then vanishes.
Oh,
As she disappears, a shudder goes through the mechanism below you. Lights on the console begin flashing and then go dead. The crystals on either side, above and below, glow brightly for a moment and then begin pulsing very faintly as the light begins to dim with every pulse.
I don't mean to alarm anybody, but I believe this is not a good place to be standing.
No.
Lockie, you're pretty confident the power's failing,
Yeah,
given your history of repairing this.
I totally agree with you. Post haste, let us leave very quickly. And
Yeah, this is
I
going
dash.
to-
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, now my question is, where are you guys dashing to? You're going to dash to the upper section of the courtyard or the lower courtyard?
maybe go to those windows.
Yeah, in the upper
The
courtyard.
windows rooms.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me bring
They,
you guys
they seem
across.
pretty good.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Let me bring you across the upper courtyard. Oops, here we go. And I'll just paste you guys here. Uh-oh, that's not the right one. You won't be able to see anything.
This is true.
Yep, you should be able to see stuff now, though.
Yes.
Fantastic, Aruni. Let me bring you guys down. There we go. The camera's in the right spot now. Yeah, so you run over to the section here. These are the separate rooms that had the mechanisms that allowed you to open up the back wall to be able to see out. And as you run over and press the mechanism, the balcony opens up and you can now see over the edge of the sky castle. As you look below, you can see a thick, dense forest rushing by, trees moving below. Before, you could only see clouds. While you have been moving through the castle, it has begun descending.
Fuck.
Looking over the edge, you can see that it is not plummeting out of the sky, but it is inexorably going lower and lower. The fact that you can see the treetops now in the distance is a fair indicator. You can also see over towards the far left what looks like a small town. Not too far away, maybe a couple of hours walking tops, just over the tops of the trees, as you begin as you begin descending, gliding towards the earth on the back of this giant castle. As you guys come into this top section, though, I just want to bring you back to here for a moment. The large central rock spire with a grinding sound begins rising. And I will actually bring open on the screen a picture of the sky castle so that you can see what is happening. Let me me just
So as we go up, is there any way that Lockie could think of that would literally put a monkey wrench in the situation?
You'd have to get up on top of it. You reckon if you could get up on top of the castle and up towards this central mechanism, yeah, you could damage this and prevent this section from leaving. Absolutely. Yeah, you're very confident you could do that. So I'm going to show a little diagram to everybody that has the maps and the picture of Skyreach Castle on it. Actually, I might do this one. This one's even better. Ignore that one. I've got an even better one. This one here. So the section that is detaching is everything at the top there above the upper courtyards. The two towers and the top of the mountain and that backwards keep are detaching from this central section that is starting to tilt forwards as the lower courtyard towers begin tilting towards the earth. There you go. Just thought you might like to see that. Thought you would know. That's what you said. Yeah, exactly. Got to get a good Gilderoy Lockhart reference in there. So yeah, I'll bring you guys back into the room. Oh yeah, sorry, Lockie, yeah.
His head out over the open window, and do maybe a quick mental math to see how fast we're descending.
How high?
How fast we're descending.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Just make me a flat intelligence check as you look and try to sort of make the calculations with the wind rushing past you. You can assist
quickly
with that.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, with the feather tokens, are they just like a one-person use?
So each token is a one-time use.
But for that one person, right?
Yeah. So each person has to have a Featherfall token on their person. Otherwise, you've also got the spell scroll of Featherfall, which is not a one-time, one-person use.
Yeah.
Well, it is a
I'll say
one-time
that
use.
just in case we really need it.
Yeah. So is that a total of 12 there, Lockie?
13, sorry, because it's actually not 1d4, it's just 1d4, because that was Flash of Genius that I used. So
Oh,
you see
yeah. Yep.
Head, go.
Yep.
And this gives us a election.
I love Flash of Genius. It's such a great name for a little trait. Yeah. So as you sort of like activate your internal mechanisms and allow the calculation speed, you basically like overclock your CPU for a few seconds to like calculate this. And as you look over the edge, you suspect that you've probably got 10 minutes until this hits the ground. However, you are noticing that it is accelerating as the power begins failing faster and faster. The lift that is being provided. You think that if at its current rate it'll take 10 minutes, but if it keeps accelerating until the power is completely drained and then it falls at terminal velocity, probably closer to 6 or 5 minutes even until this thing smashes into the ground. You get the sense that you've not got a huge amount of time.
Is there any looking ahead out through the window?
Yeah. There's a balcony you can stand on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely stand on the balcony.
Yeah.
Is there any clearings or anything coming up? Because parachuting or feather falling into forest could be a little bit problematic.
Yeah, absolutely. Make me a perception check. That's a really good call.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna cast. Oh no, different character. I don't have guidance. Oh, it's a 22.
22.
Oh.
Don't need guidance. As you look out, Rogar, your eyes sort of darting between the trees looking for any space, you can see that over towards the left, it looks like in the next minute or so you're going to come up in line with some fields that looks to be some sort of farmland carved out of the forest. Rolling hills on the other side. It's not in the path, it's a little bit off to the path, but you, having a bit of a look at it and with your perception, you think it's not too far enough away that if you were to jump and pivot and sort of aim towards that section and then activate the Featherfall, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get fairly close.
Okay. So as I turn and look at everyone, I imagine at this point there's a lot of wind sort of howling and hitting us. And
yes.
There's a lot of noise
with the power
sort of...
failing, what's happening is the wind is coming intermittently because there is a protective barrier around this thing to prevent, to keep an atmosphere there because it flies high enough that there's low air and low oxygen. There's a protective barrier that is keeping this thing pressurized, almost like a plane, and preventing the wind from flying through you. That magical barrier is failing intermittently. So every so often there's these random gusts of wind, and suddenly there's this sensation of bitter cold for a few seconds, and then it fades as the barrier ticks back over again. It's a very strange feeling.
So yeah, I will. If it is windy though, I'll shout to everyone. Look over there. Those fields. They're the perfect landing spot for us. If we can get there, that's perfect. And then but we've got to pivot, and then we'll pop our feather falls, and then we'll go try and land there. That is better than any other forests that we could land in. I'm that's sort of like me shouting over the wind.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. Azure turns to the four of you. I might be able to do something to allow me to potentially move you or move myself. I can obviously use my wings to fly if I need.
Wings?
Yell above the wind. Do it!
Nice. Yes, I can do something to help, of course. If any of you look like you're falling out of control or need any help, just call out and I will be assistance, and I will come and assist you as best I can.
And then I'll say to Azure, yes, but be very careful. If we're all sort of falling in the right spot, make sure you also pop your feather fall, because I know you got wings, but I'm not sure how strong the winds will be or anything like that. You're going to be very careful.
I'm thinking once I know you are landing safely, I might carry on and warn Palin in advance, or maybe head to Oxenfurt and get to the guild. I'm sure that my brother would need to know about this.
Well, if you can do that, definitely do it.
Yes, I think I might head to Leosin and to our guild hall. Will you be heading to Oxenfurt or Palin next?
Ooh.
Or somewhere else entirely?
We're gonna figure out where we are first.
That's a good point. You know Palin is south. You know that you were north when you
We'll probably go Palin first. We're probably a lot closer to it because the castle is moving in that direction.
Then I shall either meet you there or you can join me in Oxenfurt, whatever suits best.
Yes, Palin then Oxenfurt sounds like a good plan.
Of course. All right. Who's ready to be yeeted first?
No.
Before we answer that, it's going to turn to Lyra and say, that creature from the engine room is... she's quite evil. Is it worth, you think, thwarting her, or should we just try and get her?
I think we should just probably try and get out. I don't think we have enough time to do any meaningful damage, and she seemed pretty strong.
It looks at the thing. I could bring it down, but no. Yes, I think you're right. I'll turn back to the others. Those were happening in situ with the rest.
Fantastic. Alrighty. So my question is, how are we? I guess the question is, how are we jumping? Who is jumping first, and in what order? And what are you doing to control your descent or flight or movement through the air? That's what I'd like to know from each of you. So what sort of, are there any preparations that you're doing? You know that you've got the timing, so we'll go on Rogar's timing, Jin's timing disguised as Rogar. He knows the timing to jump, so he knows when to jump. My question is, what are you guys doing to prepare? Is there anything like similar to what Talari did? Are you going to make yourselves like a makeshift wingsuit, or what's the plan?
Question.
Yes.
So how viable would this be? Using my blanket to make myself sort of like a wingsuit type thing tied to wrists and ankles. And then can I just like continuously use Thorn Whip like a propeller and just sort of like
like a plane? I'll tell you right now that you can cast Thorn Whip once per second, which means that once per 6 seconds. So that means every 6 seconds you can do a rotation. So that's not going to be the best for thrust. But absolutely. I mean, look, when you are a body falling through the air, any amount of surface area that you can create will slow your descent considerably. Massively. I think for each square foot of drag that you can add to your body, it slows your descent by meters per second.
And also with the Thorn Whip, she's also screwing with her angular momentum as well, so she'll be able to steady herself.
Yeah, I mean, even if you could use Thorn Whip like a propeller, that's a really good point. Absolutely. I think as soon as I heard Thorn Whip, I was like, so every 6 seconds you're gonna go whoocha, whoocha. It's a delayed propeller. I love it. It's a great idea. I don't think it would work, unfortunately. But the wingsuit's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. You can just grab your blanket out, tie it to your wrists with a bit of rope that you've got from your adventurer's pack. Absolutely.
Yeah, we should all have blankets.
Yeah, Lyra, that's fantastic. Lockie, what are you doing?
Well, Yes, 100%. See, well, first he's going to take his arm, so
Yep,
that it's
absolutely.
not quite personally. Oh, actually,
Yeah, actually, I was going to say, the armor doesn't make you necessarily heavier versus surface area.
yeah, it doesn't. But what it does do is, if I have the armor in, because when it falls to pieces, it puts.
Yeah.
So maybe I can use that bag in some way to try and save myself into like a constant sort of like slow rotation rather than speedily spinning around.
Why would you be spinning?
If I've jumped in some weird way. I'm like,
I guess if you've got the bag right at the center of your gravity, your spin around it is going to be minimized. Because if the heaviest point is in the very middle of your center of gravity, there's going to be a lot less rotational spin as you jump out into the abyss. If that's your plan.
sure.
But it is going to make you basically like a small creature clinging to a stone as it drops.
Actually, the other one.
Do you want to have a think? We'll jump to Mira. Mira, what are you doing?
Well, okay, Mira. Poor Mira. Mira's afraid of height.
Yep. Okay,
Stuff.
so this isn't great for you right now. Sorry.
So she'll just try and copy what everyone else is doing, because everyone seems to have such good ideas, and she doesn't really have anything in her arsenal to deal with this situation yet.
Yes.
So
You don't want to ride the Staff of Fireballs like a broomstick shooting fire from behind? Like a
I mean,
rocket?
that sounds amazing. Will that work though?
No, absolutely not. No, that wouldn't work. No.
Cool.
But it'd look cool. But it
It'll
would.
look cool. No.
You're not going to do the Minecraft infinite water ladder where you just pour the decanter of endless water over the side and then just ride it down?
I did
Can
have
we
that
do that?
before.
No,
Oh,
of course not. That's not physics, that's Minecraft, you idiots. Oh my god. Unbelievable.
Worth a try. What if we freeze it first and ride it like a slide?
You can try
5 foot at a time.
Yeah.
that. you could try that. Up to you. It's your choice. Yeah, so Mira, are you going to do the same blanket squirrel suit, wingsuit, flying squirrel? Fantastic. And Jin, I'm guessing exactly the same thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use all my bardic inspirations as well. I got 2 left. Won't give it to Azure. He's pretty good. I'll probably give one to Mira because she says she doesn't have much of an arsenal. So at least I'll give her a bardic inspiration. So that's a D8 for any ability checks.
Brilliant.
And I'll give the other one to. Out of Lyra and Lockie, which one do I think would have a harder time?
You look at the one made of metal, and then you look at the person made of flesh. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll give it to Lockie.
Yep.
As we're all sort of gearing up, I'll start.
You look at the small elven lady, and then the very tall metallic man with the large bulky sack of armor that he's holding.
So pretty much before we start, as we're getting ready, I'll start playing a little song with my pan flute, just sort of more like it's a bit jaunty, a bit of a jaunty tune, sort of trying to pick up everyone's spirits and get them sort of inspired and ready to tackle the crazy shit we're about to do. So Mira and Lockie can use a bardic inspiration D8. For myself, I'll be doing just blanket from bedroll, rope, creating a sort of quasi flight suit, and if I feel like I need to move in the air or I have any problems with speed, I'm gonna just be ready to cast Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
Because that's a force spell and it'll be able to push me around and all that when I'm in the air.
You suspect it might if it comes into contact with something? Yeah. Fantastic. Alrighty.
So does it push me when I cast it?
Because it would have to. I guess we'll find out.
Is it when the bolt hits something?
Nah, you know how your powers work. There's a very small amount of thrust generated when you push it, because every time you do Eldritch Blast, you do have to tense ever so slightly. There is a little bit of thrust from Eldritch Blast. Not a sentence I ever thought I would say. You get a bit of thrust from Eldritch Blast. Yeah. Alrighty, fantastic. Well, I think we're ready to rock and roll. So, as you approach, What was that? Sorry, Lockie.
So I'm going to use the shields to sort of use the airflow over the shield to try and like take me in a direction that I need to go in.
Yeah,
as I'm
absolutely.
And the other one is I do a every 6 seconds I can teleport 15 feet. So if I want to teleport like somewhere else where I'm getting out of the line or straight up to slow myself down.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty. How many times can you do that little short range teleport?
It doesn't actually say, so I'm actually assuming it's once per round.
Let's have a quick.
It's the shoes. I know, ridiculous. It's the shoes.
It's the what? Sorry.
That's one of the things that
The boots, there it was. Down.
Boots
there it
of
is.
speed, was it?
Teleport. Boots of the winding
Usually the
path.
one, yeah.
Boots of
At the bonus action, you can
winding
teleport.
path.
You can teleport bonus action.
Yeah. Yep. You could just do that. Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's it doesn't have any limit on it. Absolutely. You can just do that every bonus action. Every 6 seconds, you can teleport 15 feet. Wow. That is nuts. That's like Misty Step as a cantrip.
Yep.
That's so OP. I love it. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna make that my my go-to for artificers from now on. That's insane. It's like, I'm done with this combat. Whoop.
Owen.
Yes. Jared.
Because I know, so I did that check to sort of see where I want to fall, and I have an idea.
You know the drop
everyone
zone.
else.
Hmm.
Can I go first though?
Yep.
And as I'm going, I can create I can use either minor illusion or prestidigitation to sort of create markers behind me for people to follow.
100%. That's brilliant. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I don't know which one would be better. Prestidigitation says if you cast a spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing is, I don't know if I can create like something that will stick around.
So are they both verbal and somatic? Do you have to use words and hand movements at the same time?
So prestidigitation is verbal somatic.
Mm-hmm.
Minor illusion is somatic and material.
Oh, then probably somatic and material for minor illusion is going to be a bit tricky if you're having a flight suit. So I would say prestidigitation sounds like a slightly better idea. Because you can just wiggle your fingers and have sparks flying out on either side of you like a trail for people to try and match up with.
It does say duration 1 hour.
So you could just continually have sparks showering out of your hands. That makes sense.
So I guess just anything to basically write markers for people to follow, because I do have the better idea of where the drop zone is.
So I think the things you can do with prestidigitation, things like little sparks, you can make winds, you could make even you could even have, do you know what I'm going to allow, like a fighter jet letting out a smoke trail. If you wanted to have a very thin colored smoke trail coming out of your hands on either side to give a pathway for people to aim for, I'd say that's in the purview of prestidigitation. Yep, I'd say prestidigitation allows that. That sounds great. I love it.
Cool.
Oh my goodness, it's Top Gun, everybody. We're now playing Top Gun. Oh my god. So yeah, absolutely. So as you approach the drop site, Rogar, you're the first off. As you jump out into the abyss, could I please have an athletics or an acrobatics check?
Okay. What is my... I'll go with acrobatics. It's a lot better.
Absolutely. It makes a lot of sense as well. 12.
12.
The rush of wind as you leave the protective barrier around this sky castle throws you off balance momentarily, and you have to really concentrate and focus, pulling your arms close to your body to prevent yourself from being flipped upside down. But after a few seconds, you're able to regain control, and holding your arms and legs on either side, you begin moving. Not just down, but forwards as well, in the direction that you're pointing towards this large open patch of fields. As you activate the little smoke trails behind you, you see these little thin... what colour would your contrails be, do you reckon?
Let's go with, I think, bright red. That should be pretty good.
Yep.
Everyone should be able to see that.
So for those of you on board the airship, you see Jin leap out into the abyss, tumble for a few seconds before suddenly whipping out his arms and legs and regaining control, and then thin contrails of red smoke begin shooting up, leaving a path behind as he begins moving forwards. The contrails are very quickly being dispersed by the wind, but for the moment you can see them quite clearly. Who's next out the balcony?
Everyone knows my name now. I'll just call myself Jin again.
Oh, sorry. It is also. I have also called you that on the overlay too. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was a mystery. I'm sorry.
I realized that my character. No, we revealed it when I was a shapeshifter.
That's right.
Before with Lyra, so I'm not too fussed. Now that little secret's been dished out, let's just go Jin, make it a lot easier for you instead of Alaria and Rogar. Jin, this.
Rogar, Jin.
I was getting a little bit confused. Not gonna lie.
So I think we now know he's a shapeshifter who plays multiple characters. Who's next out the window? Who's next off the balcony?
Lyra would just try and get it over and done with, and so she'd just take that leap.
Yeah. Lyra, as you sort of sprint towards the balcony and jump off, you sort of like, in your mind, I guess you're probably thinking back to some animals that you've seen do this, like maybe flying squirrels or things like that. Would you please make me an athletics or an acrobatics check as you jump out into the void? Or, oh yeah, that's fantastic. No, that's fine. Do you have a bardic inspiration? No, it was
no.
Lockie and Mira.
What was the?
You do have that inspiration.
Yeah.
You've got inspiration, yeah. You can re-roll. You can just roll that again.
Oh heck yeah!
Using the inspiration from Dragon Wolf 617.
Thank you, Dragon.
You might have just saved her life. 12.
Oh my God, so much
yes.
I can give a +4 to that as well with another Flash of Genius.
Flash of Genius. Yep. Do you have to be touching her for that?
Oh,
I think it might be touch. Remember, double check.
Stay within 30 feet.
Oh, 30 feet. Yeah, then you're fine. No, you can definitely do it. So yeah, as Lyra sprints towards the balcony and leaps off into the abyss, there's a moment, Lyra, where you feel a panic, looking down and seeing the earth below you and nothing underneath your feet. That sensation of gravity pulling you downwards. There's a moment of panic where you think, "Shit, I'm gonna die. Like this is it." But you block that out of your mind. You focus on what you've seen. You've seen animals do this before. You've seen Jin leading the way. Like he looked like he struggled for the first few seconds, then was absolutely okay. You steel your mind, focus on your inner teachings and your inner peace, flick out your arms, and your wingsuit catches the wind, and you begin moving down towards, following roughly the path that Jin has taken. Fantastic. Who's next at the balcony?
Look, Mira. Do you wish to go?
Might need a push.
Azure walks over to you, Mira. It's all right. You're a dragon. You're made for the sky. You just haven't tried it yet. Come with me. I'll help you.
Okay, she will take Azure's hand.
He leads you up to the edge. Don't look. Just close your eyes, jump, and then open your eyes very quickly and get your arms out as quickly as you can.
She follows Azure's instructions.
Azure does not push you, because Azure would not push you off the ship. You jump absolutely. I'd like an athletics or an acrobatics check, please. Your choice. 11. You may add your bardic inspiration, which is a D8, is it?
8.
D8.
Yep. At level 7, D8.
Yes.
Oh, level 6.
Very nice. 15.
Oh, level 5.
Mira, as you leap, the fear rises in you very quickly, but suddenly evaporates as you find yourself leaping into the sky. Something primal deep within you, back to your draconic ancestors. Something stirs, a memory of some sort of ancestral, instinctual memory that this is right. This is what you were made to do. You were made to fly. And you immediately gain control over your falling and begin following the pathway that Jin set. You very quickly realize that by angling your body, by moving your arms closer to you or further away, you can very easily change your speed and direction. This all feels very second nature to you. You're not having too much trouble with this at all. The wind is a little bit distracting, but and obviously not having depth perception is not fantastic for this either, but overall, you're finding this is not as bad as you're expecting. You're finding it feels quite natural. Azure turns back and looks towards you, Lockie. Shall I come at the same time, just in case you get into any trouble? The others all seem to be going okay.
Would be agreeable.
Let's do this then. And Azure steps up to the edge.
His shield up over his head. Right. 3, my friend.
On 3?
Yeah. And instead of counting, gear in his shoulder actually starts making noise. It goes clink, clink, clink.
Azure doesn't know what that means, and so as that starts clinking, he goes 3 offbeat with your clink. So it's like clink 3, clink 2, clink 1. And you jump. Could I please have an athletics or an acrobatics check? Azure will do the exact same thing. If I kill Azure with this, he's going to be so angry. 23 for Azure. Azure just fucking backflips off the goddamn ship. He just like does a little backflip like a diver, and immediately begins angling his body. No wingsuit. 20.
Nice.
Lockie. Now my question was, did you had a wingsuit set up, correct?
No, I haven't. I'm like I said, I was gonna.
Bag.
I've got my weird bag and my and the shield that I was gonna use.
Yeah,
to,
so you're using the shield in the bag. Okay. Lockie, you notice instantly that you're definitely, there's a lot more vertical movement than horizontal movement in your case, and Azure sort of very quickly sees you. I mean, you've got no problems jumping off and maintaining your composure as you jump and holding onto the shield and keeping it steady, but the others all seem to be shooting away in the distance very, very quickly. It looks like your shield is not providing as much surface area as perhaps the wingsuits are. And with your bag at your center, you are maintaining a really good center of gravity, but you do find that you are drifting away from the group. Azure is going to come around behind you and he's going to drop and cast Gust of Wind to push you forwards. Which just pushes you forwards 30 feet to give you a bit of forward momentum.
Yep.
He's now falling with you, and he's going to do that again to give you a bit more forward thrust.
As he does that, at the the end of his thrust, I'll also use the bolts to shimmer myself another 15 feet as well.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. So like at the end of the forward momentum, you sort of like activate the teleportation. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Very quickly, you find yourself catching up using this sort of like jerking teleportation every 6 seconds. You're still a little bit behind them, and you're definitely going to hit the ground much, much faster than they are. But you are staying relatively in line of sight with them at least. Alrighty, as you begin falling through the air, I'm going to need everybody to make me another athletics or acrobatics check. Those who are following Jin's pathway, so Mira and Lyra, can do this with advantage. Lockie and Azure are still just going to be the same. Athletics or acrobatics, just a single check for me, please. Uh-oh.
Oh no, I rolled in that one.
That's not good. Is that a 3, Ali?
But it's with advantage because
it is with advantage, so that's a 17. Lucky you had the 17.
At least it's a 6, so not as bad as 1, Owen.
No, that's true, but it is still a natural one. Mira, could I please have an athletics or acrobatics check with advantage?
18.
18?
Yep.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, yours was a little bit higher up. Sorry, I missed it. So 10 and 18, so I'll take the 18. So yeah, Mira and Lyra, you guys are having no problems now. This is feeling very natural. You're maintaining your speed. You're able to guide yourselves through the air as it rushes past. You're able to keep up. However, you see Jin ahead of you. One of the flaps on his wrist comes loose of his wingsuit and begins flapping uselessly, which sends him off course. He begins spiraling in the air. Azure, seeing this, is going to activate his... Is he close enough?
Is Lyra close enough to grab him with Thorn Whip or something? Like,
oh yeah,
you're definitely
Yeah, you're definitely close enough to Thorn Whip. Absolutely.
She's gonna try and do it in a way that doesn't damage him. She's gentle Thorn Whipping.
Alrighty, a gentle Thorn Whipping. I think we got the name of the episode.
Gentle Thorn Whipping.
A gentle Thorn Whipping. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can absolutely spin a spell slot. Oh no, it's a cantrip Thorn Whip, isn't it? Yeah, it's a cantrip. You just cast Thorn Whip. And what's your goal here? Are you trying to sort of like grab his wrist or grab the...
Yeah, she's like ideally, like in a perfect world, she would like lasso the lost wingsuit onto his wrist, but failing that, she'd like to keep his wrist grabbed so that she can use her parachute to sort of try and slow his descent and
yeah, absolutely.
Control.
Roll me a d20 and then add your spell modifier to it. Add your spell casting ability modifier to it, which will be your wisdom score plus your proficiency. So yeah, a d20 plus your wisdom score plus your proficiency. As there is no mechanic, strangely enough in D&D, there is no rulebook mechanic for lassoing a wingsuit strapped back onto someo's wrist using Thorn Whip. So I'm going to have to make up my own. I'm going to have to make up my own roll for that. There is what? Sorry, Michael?
So the devs need to get on that.
Yeah, the devs need to get on that right now. 18. You immediately, your Thorn Whip, the spiky thorns, the sharp thorns immediately pierce the cloth material. And as you sort of hold it taut, you immediately stop his spinning, because you are now holding this steady as you're flying forwards. You immediately slow his spinning, which gives Jin enough time to reach up and re-grab this section of cloth, which means that you're not going to be able to cast Prestidigitation out of your left hand, Jin, because it is currently being used to hold the cloth in place for your wingsuit. It's no longer tied to your wrist, but your right hand, you are still definitely able to create this little sensory effect of smoke. But yeah, that is enough to stabilize him. Jin, you can re-roll your acrobatics check. 14's much better. It's a bit awkward, no longer being able to sort of keep this strap tied on and using your hand free. You now having to focus very much on keeping this gripped in your hand in this death grip. And every so often you feel the cloth slip a little bit through your sweaty fingers, and there's a moment of panic as you think you've lost grip. But for the moment, you're keeping it nice and steady. Alrighty. What we'll do, Lockie, you rolled is that your second? No, I'll get another acrobatics or athletics check from you, Lockie, and I'll do another one. Oh no, I've done one for Azure. He got a 12, so not as good. As you guys are going to slightly be separated. 6. Lockie.
Oh no.
What was
make
that?
it a 10. I'll add 4 to that and make it a 10.
Oh, you can add 4 to that, yeah, absolutely. Oh, and you've still got a bardic inspiration too, if you wanted to roll a D8.
He does.
I even put a flag on your token. Aren't I a nice DM reminding you? Shouldn't have said anything. I wanted to kill you. What?
D8.
What was that? What? Yeah, D8. D8. No, I love Lockie. Such a great character. 12. Hey, look, that's the difference between a pass and a fail. That's fantastic. Yeah, Lockie, there's a moment where your hand, you feel like you've lost grip on the shield, as one of the gears in your hand cramps for a second. One of the gears grinds against another gear, and you immediately lose grip, but you are able to quickly grab on and hold yourself in place. This sudden movement sort of startles Azure, who loses concentration for a moment on his pathway as he falls, but he's able to regain it as well, and you both are now sort of drifting further and further away from the rest of the group as they move further forwards, as you move further down quicker. Now, my question is, when are you activating the Featherfall tokens? What's the Featherfall spell? How are you doing this?
How long
I was going to say.
What was that, Lockie?
How long does Featherfall last for?
A minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lasts for a minute.
And it's 60 feet around, isn't it?
That's right.
Yep.
So
So
600. Yeah,
you got 600 feet.
100 feet. Yeah.
Quite a bit of time and quite a bit of distance.
Yeah, it is. Well, as a calculating individual, he would want to wait for the 600 feet.
Okay. I'd like you to make me an intelligence check with advantage to see how well you determine that. 21, a natural 20 for 24. Yeah, your internal clock has been ticking this away quietly in the background ever since you jumped off the airship. And your calculations have been updating for your speed, for your drift, as well as for the topography below you, basically, like how close the ground is at various points and where you're going to land. So you've had these calculations running in your head since the moment you jumped off the airship. You know the precise moment to activate the Featherfall token to still give you 6 seconds bonus, or an extra 60 feet of falling. So yeah, you've got this mapped out for to 54 seconds, like exactly the moment when you want to activate it. Azure sort of looks over you and goes, "Is it almost time? Are we nearing the point?"
Just about. Hold it. And now.
Yep, perfect. You activate the Featherfall. Azure does the exact same thing. Immediately, as the spell activates, your descent slows dramatically as your speed is slowed by the spell. You find very quickly that the wind rushing past you falls to a very sort of gentle breeze, and you begin descending towards the tree line below you. While you're doing that, Mira, Jin, and Lyra, you guys are still a lot higher up and still moving towards the open fields. After about another, let's say, 12 seconds of moving forward, so 2 rounds after Lockie and Azure disappear behind you, after another 12 seconds, you are now over the fields below you. What are you guys doing? And you can see they are coming up towards you rapidly.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'd have to do something similar to Lockie, sort of gauge how far away we are from the fields, and how long it's going to take for us to hit it. It's just going to be about maintaining our bodysuits and still being able to like, and just trying to calculate when the right time to hit the feather tokens really is. So I guess I'd have to do a similar.
Yeah, I'd intelligence check, absolutely.
I think Lyra would be looking to see what height the birds are flying at, and she sort of, once she starts seeing...
Wisdom
okay,
check.
I think...
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Wisdom check, absolutely.
Wisdom check.
Yep, absolutely. That's a wisdom check if you're... Or I'd even allow animal handling for that one as well. Or nature. Actually, yeah.
They're the exact same for me.
That makes sense.
Oh no. 7.
Yeah, you think as you're sort of like as you're sort of looking, you notice a couple of high flying hawks, and you go, yeah, it's right now. You think, yeah, you got it.
Is it okay if I do an investigation check, Owen?
I will allow it.
It's in that one, anyway. Don't worry about it.
Dear.
3.
Oh no.
Jin, as you are rapidly falling, you think like you're like, hang on, I've only got sort of 20 seconds to activate the Featherfall token. I need to activate it 20 seconds before I hit the ground, and you begin sort of working on that assumption that you've not got a huge amount of time, and you begin focusing on the Featherfall token.
What I will do actually is
yeah.
I will take into account that I don't have to be like super accurate with my readings because I have another whole Featherfall scroll to use.
Mm-hmm.
I technically have 2 charges of Featherfall.
We'll tell you what, probably in that case then I'd say the natural one is you panic and activate it straight away as well. What do you reckon?
Alright, we'll do the feather token now, then I'll
so
panic,
you and Lyra both activate your tokens at the same time. Mira, you see these two panic and simultaneously activate their Featherfall tokens. What are you doing while this is happening?
Well, I am inspired by, feeling at home in the air. I'm going to try and feel my way to the ground and just like, I don't know, she's just trying to draw upon what you were saying before, ancestry, to see if she can kind of, I don't know, I think her red side would be kind of a bit more luminous.
Okay, yeah, urging that sort of action, urging a bit of danger seeking and thrill seeking. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mira's feeling some real adrenaline, and it feels good.
Yeah.
In that case, I'd say probably a wisdom check. If you're sort of fighting your own instincts, I'd say that sounds more like a wisdom check. Or intelligence. I'll allow wisdom or intelligence, your choice. See if the cool, logical silver side versus the passionate, fiery red. I'm sitting with bated breath. I can't wait to see this roll. This could be it for Mira.
This could be it.
I'm kidding. Oh man. 9. You feel an urge to wait as late as you can. There's this fiery side of you. It's like, nah. We can get closer. Can't even see the grass yet. We can get closer. And you hold off for another round. Lockie and Azure, you guys descend below the tree line. As you begin sort of descending into the canopy of the trees, there's a few sort of swipes that you take from tree branches as you go past, but nothing too serious. You don't take any damage from it. You both rolled high enough consistently that you are able to sort of like place yourselves and fall much more purposefully, and you land within the wooded area on the mossy, bracken-covered ground safely. We will leave you two for the moment. We're going to jump back to Jin and Lyra and Mira. Another 6 seconds go by. Jin and Lyra, you are both descending 60 feet, just descending towards the ground. You can see below you a thatched cottage with smoke rising from it, just a little bit towards the south from where you are. Looks like you're still a little bit of a ways up, but nothing too dangerous just yet.
Okay.
Mira, it's been another 6 seconds. What are you doing?
Just trying to do the same thing. I think at this point, if we're getting that close, she'll probably activate it.
Absolutely. As you activate the Featherfall token, immediately your descent slows, and you begin to realize just how close you were to the ground. After only 6 seconds, you can already see that you are incredibly close to the ground, and you think it's only going to take you another 10, 12 seconds to land on the ground. you get the distinct impression that had you waited any longer, they would have.
I could have got another round. I could have got another. Yeah.
They have to glue you back together in hell. Yeah, you suspect that it would have been nasty. But yeah, after a couple of seconds, Mira, you land on the ground. Jin, Lyra, after another 12 seconds, you are very, very close to the ground, and just as you're about to touch down, the Featherfall tokens run out, and you drop 10 feet and land on the ground, taking no damage.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, you just drop and land. Fantastic. So, we'll jump back to Lockie and Azure for the moment. Azure, sort of seeing you're okay, Lockie, like, checks you down and looks and goes, it's a bit of a rough, bumpy landing, but I think we've come through okay. I think we've done quite well. Now, which direction was the field? It was that way, right? And he points towards the southeast. Southwest, sorry. Which does check out with what you think as well.
It does? Okay. I believe that's probably the way.
We should make our way over then. See if we can catch up with them, and then I best be headed off. Follow me! He begins just charging through the woods, classic Azure style, as he stomps over the bracken. Yeah, you guys walk for 10-15 minutes towards the field. While you guys are walking, Jin, Lyra, and Mira, what are the three of you doing now that you are on the ground safely?
So, what can we see near us, Owen?
So you can see a number of fields. These ones look to be probably not in use at the moment. As you look over, you get the sense that maybe this farmland has been abandoned quite some time ago. But definitely towards the southwest, you can see there are fields of what look like wheat and corn, maybe an hour or two walks away. And then even beyond that, couple of hours away, you can see smoke rising from the village that you noticed when you were flying down from above.
Awesome. All right, so as I dropped down on the ground, I would have done like the parkour somersault as I hit the ground. To my impact.
Unnecessarily? Yeah, you just do a little pratfall tumble.
And then I sort of pet myself off, dust off all the thatch and stuff that is collected up on my outfit. I'll look at Mira and Lyra and I'll be like, well, that was an experience. Is everyone okay? How are we doing?
Yes, perfectly fine, but we seem to have lost a few people.
Yes. Well, does anyone know where they fell or where falling? They were above us. I'm not really sure what order we went in.
So I would say the three of you saw them basically behind you just drop. You saw the two of them just drop out of sight very quickly. They didn't seem to be making much forward progress at all.
It would make sense for them to be south of us?
You suspect probably northeast of where you are right now.
Oh, okay.
The ship was heading south.
Okay.
So you're further south because you travelled more laterally.
I think we should discover our compatriots, and then from there we shall go, hopefully, to the nearest town and get our bearings, find out where we are, and make our way for Palin. What do you think? Do you guys have any ideas?
Works for me.
Yeah, easy enough. You guys begin walking sort of roughly towards where you think northeast is. Fantastic. As you guys begin walking through the fields, you can see the tree line in front of you. After 5 minutes walking, Lockie and Azure emerge from the tree line. See the three of you. You can see the three of them. You see the two of them emerging from the tree line. You are reunited after 5-6 minutes of walking because you were only 10-12 minutes away. And if you're both walking simultaneously,
He's slightly uncomfortable. He's got a couple like twigs stuck in some of his ear bits, and he's just feeling a little bit strange walking on like ground that's not hard and made of.
You've got the sailor's gait.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? I like the idea that you've like had your gyroscope calibrated for the airship, and it's just not. You need to recalibrate. Like now that you're back on solid ground, your gyroscope's just playing up.
Absolutely. he's sort of like leaning to the left a little bit too much.
And there's a twig sticking out of one of the mechanisms, like supplying it with power as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, you guys are reunited. As the three of you come together, I'll bring you back over to the world map so that we can show you where you guys are. Let me just double check the world map is still working. Fantastic, Aruni.
Well, you don't have to show us exactly where we are yet.
No,
Should
I'd
probably
love to. Oh, right, yes.
Find that out where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
down.
I'll just bring it back to the world map then for the viewers to enjoy.
Yep.
There we go, fantastic. And then I'll just zoom out. It's very hard to control. There we go. Why does it do that jump? It's very frustrating. There we go. That should look good on the stream. Yes, it does. So that's what you guys can see. Can you guys see the map? Just checking.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I don't have dynamic lighting on. Yeah, so you know that you were coming from the northeast and that Palin is to the southwest of you. Yeah, you know that you are over land at the moment and somewhere near an area of forest. But yeah, as you guys are standing on the edge of this field and the edge of this forest, Azure looks over and goes, "Well, I think I might head back to Oxenfurt. I will see you all again very soon, my friends. That was intense, to say the least."
One little question I have.
Yes, one little answer for you, my friend.
Does anyone know where Wiltix is? We found you, but he disappeared and we never found him.
Yes, you said he disappeared. He hasn't... I mean, he clearly hasn't popped back. I hope he's not still on the ship. And as you look in the distance, you can see the ship disappear from view over the edge of a mountainside.
This is, well, that... Probably not the best time to ask, considering that we aren't on the castle anymore.
Did we just abandon him on a crashing sky castle? I don't think he's going to let us live that down. It's going to be a bad hair day for him. All day.
Everybody.
As he says that, you hear and feel a large boom as the ground shakes and a vast amount of smoke and dust is pushed up from over the edge of this mountainside as a large crash emanates from the distance. Oh
I think
dear.
Lyra cheers.
She cheers.
Well, man.
I was keeping an eye on that smaller section of the skycastle. It seemed to be turning back towards the north. I wonder where it's headed.
Did you say the smaller spire?
Yes, it detached fully and started sailing off on its own.
We might want to report that.
Yes, I think
any
we-
surprising Dracoliches could be a problem.
Yes, I think we just might. I mean, she seemed nice enough, but I really don't trust a vampire.
Yes.
I don't vampires that want to make Dracoliches. So
Yes.
that's an assessment, as it were.
Yes, not a good combination.
No.
Digging up and
Quite.
zombifying your great-great-great-grandparents, Mira, that's not very polite.
Yes, now that you mention it, as it were, yes.
Although, maybe it's good to see Grandma Slyrax again. I wonder if I'll find Roger. Would they bring Roger back?
You still don't know who Roger is, do you?
Yes, he's my good friend from the Feywild.
Ah, of course.
Speaking of, I'm going to take a shortcut through the Feywilds. I will catch up with you all later. Is there anything that I can do or get for you or organize to be sent from the Guildhall to Palin?
Oh, to Palin?
Well, isn't
Oh.
that where you're headed?
I don't have... Oh, no, I'm talking... This is Jared talking. I'm just thinking, because, yeah, I don't actually have any... Technically, Jin isn't part of the guild.
Oh, well,
yeah.
let me recruit you. Welcome to the guild. I think we've all been through enough of a mess that we're all part of the Tempest Guild now. I think that's in character for Azure, just to randomly recruit.
Well, I think that... Let me think on it. Maybe an associate of the guild. Part
You
I
could
am
be,
part of the
you
bar.
could
I'm
be
already
an
part of the
intern.
Bard
We need
College.
more interns.
See, I'm
Yeah.
already part of the Bards. I have quite a high standing there.
Ah, but they just
Oh,
play
I'm more
music.
than
We
happy-
fight monsters.
I'm more than happy being an associate.
All right, fine. You could be a contractor.
I'll think about it for now. Let me think about it.
Of course. And you two. He looks towards Lockie and Lyra. I think you're more than welcome to join us. We're a lovable group of rogues who get up to some mischief and do a lot of good. And we have some dragon eggs back at our guild hall.
Ooh. What do you think, Lucky?
Lucky looks was just slightly distracted for a moment. Was watching the tower go down. But yeah, he looks back and goes, well, I mean, it's not like we have anything else to do at this stage.
My entire life's work just crashed into the fucking ground, so I am without purpose.
I am without purpose, I am without home. I guess I am free for the moment.
So say
Yes,
we did join, would we be able to have access to these dragon eggs?
Why, yes, of course. Within reason, as he notices like Mira raising an eyebrow, I think would be accurate to say.
Yes, what is the story with those dragon eggs?
Ah, you don't need to worry about that. Mira will explain all of that. I'm not great with secrets. Don't let me talk anymore, Mira. Why are you letting me talk?
That was a very interesting little thing to drop. Not sure I was aware of that.
All right, bye everybody. Azure. What was it? What was that?
She's just exasperated noises.
Nice. Azure, you watch as Azure's eyes turn completely golden. Large white wings unfurl from his back. He flaps them once to rise into the air, and then almost like this strange green glow begins to fade around him. And as he begins to be absorbed by this green light, he flaps once more and disappears, leaving behind a scent of summer, of growing things, grass, and life, as he appears to teleport.
Well, that was startling.
Oh, and as everyone's sort of watching him disappear, I'm gonna meld away from the crowd for a little bit.
Yep.
I'm gonna transform into Azure,
Okay.
and I'm
But not
gonna
his clothes,
appear
right?
behind
Like just his
No.
form. Yep, cool.
But I'm going to quickly disguise self to be exactly his clothes.
Okay, nice.
And I'm gonna appear behind everyone and do like a sort of like a triumphant pose, and I'll be like, "Aha! I am back from my travels."
You guys all see that and hear that as you turn around.
Well, what? Did it?
Huzzah! I am back.
Not compute.
Ha ha ha! How are you all doing since I have been gone for 1 second?
Insight check.
So you're asking me, Mira, if you believe this to be Azure?
Yeah.
Thank you. Rather than
I'm gonna
shouting
do a
insight
deception.
check into my ear. Oh my god.
I'm
You
going
may
to do
roll
a
an
deception
insight
check,
check. Yes, you may roll a deception check.
but because I'm trying to pass off as someone else, I
Oh,
have
man.
advantage.
You have advantage. 20 for Mira. 20 from Jin.
Ooh.
Ooh.
9.
Mira, you're not 100%. You know that this is probably not Azure. Logic dictates to you that what you just witnessed and what you've seen, you don't think this is Azure. And you do also notice that Jin's not anywhere nearby. But you're not sure. Like, there's a part of you that's like, I mean, it could have just been the shittest teleportation ever. It just moves him 10 feet behind. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the guild, everyone.
I sort of heartily laugh. I don't really want this to go on for too long because I want to get on with the story, of course. But I go, ha ha ha! Foolish Mira, I was just joking around, giving you a little bit of a josh. And then I sort of change back into a Lyrian again and and dispel the disguise self.
All right, as you do this in front of Lockie and Lyra, for the first time, Lyra, you and Lockie, you watch as a wave of white, pale white skin flows across the form of Jin. Almost, yeah, so basically it's almost like, a little bit like how Mystique in the X-Men changes form. It's sort of like this wave of white that flows across as his form shifts and changes back into that of Illyrian. Very strange.
And as I sort of come out of that as well, I'm going to be playing my pan flute and doing like a bit of a I'm sort of going to do like a bit of a just like a light-hearted tune, and then sort of
a flourish.
and then I start sort of
oh man, take an inspiration. That's fantastic. So
and
dumb.
I'm going to do I know it is. So I'm going to do like a toned down vicious mockery, so she hears in her ears just like little like jibs and jabs, like haha, you were fooled, haha, take that, Mira, and just like do it like I'm truly keeping it low.
Mira, make me a wisdom saving throw. That's okay. Mira, make me a wisdom saving throw. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I like how Jared's like, I want to move the story along, but first I have this really stupid tangent to do. 17. Mira, you're just like, what the fuck is going on here? Bards. Oh my god. It's literally like you're Geralt and he's Jaskier right now. God damn it, Jaskier. Yeah. Toss a coin to your mirror, oh valley of plenty. Yeah.
If you could see my face right now, that would be Mira's face. Okay?
We can't see your face because your camera's not on, so for the podcast and everyone else, could you please describe your face?
It's just...
Confusion.
Actually, no, I've got a better idea. Michael, I'd like you to describe Claire's face for me, please.
At the moment, Claire's face is a mix of strange anticipation, confusion, and a little what's the word for it's like disbelieving, but it's not. It's like
Not disbelief? No?
not disbelief. It's the other one. There's another one which is
Incredulous.
incredulous. thank you.
Befuddlement? Incredulous.
Word.
Yeah. I do have to say, Mike, like, fantastic description. However, you didn't describe her face as beautiful, so you did just lose 200
Also-
relationship points, just so you know.
Owen, with the vicious
Yes.
mockery, I'm going to do a little thing as well.
Oh, God.
Like a little jaunty tune to go along with the music.
Of
You
course
tried
are.
to perceive, but unfortunately you were deceived.
Oh my god. I'm removing that inspiration, you've lost it. No, I'm kidding. You've earned it definitely with that. Oh my god. Lockie and Lyra, you see this exchange happen. What would be your takes on this?
I'm gonna lean over to Lyra and be like, so we are joining these people?
These people are madmen.
Unless you've got a better idea. I guess people have changed since we last knew people.
Yeah. I mean, if he wants a joke, then do a joke. It probably wouldn't fly.
Well, I guess we can just follow them until we find something better to do.
Sure. They seem slightly silly. Although I don't think that.
They seem slightly silly.
No, too silly.
Stop the shit. Too silly.
Stop the skit, it's too silly. It's getting too silly. Oh my god, I'm so pleased someone else watches Monty Python's Flying Circus. Fan-fucking-tastic. A blancmange. I'm tempted to give you an inspiration just for knowing and like so many of the Flying Circus references. I'll see if you can squeeze in 2 more. You've got an inspiration. Alrighty, so, and they've got to be contextual Monty Python Flying Circus references.
Challenge accepted.
Bring it on.
Challenges. It's not going to be hard. They've done a lot of random shit. So yeah, you guys are reunited in a field on the border of a forest. You know that Palin is roughly towards the southwest of your position, and probably about a day's journey away.
Shall we set off?
I'll follow you guys.
If you're done, Jin, if you're done.
Yes. I think I am done. How are we all looking how we all feel. Do we feel? Is anyone hurt?
Are we full of vim and vigor, children?
I could do with a long rest, but can keep going.
Well, after that ordeal, maybe we should take at least some form of rest.
I would say as well, you guys know that there's only a couple of hours away, there's a town. Not even a couple of hours away, maybe an hour or two away. There, you saw from the sky, like, you could not help but see this town in the exact direction you need to head. If you wanted to, just so you know your options, because your characters would absolutely have seen that and known what it was from the sky. Like, there's no way you could have missed it.
Even if we can get to the town, then we can take at least main roads to get back to Palin. So it's not as it's a lot more easy going.
That's
Sounds
true.
good.
And then maybe in that town we can get like a cart, horses, or something, and then we can at least have a long rest while we're traveling in the cart.
That sounds like a great idea.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. If I sound a little bit muffled, I've got a very sleepy pup that I'm just giving a bit of a cuddle to. She came up and started pawing at my legs. I think she wants to go to bed. Sorry, pup. We've still got another half an hour of streaming left, and you've got to stay around my neck the whole time. No, there you go. There you go, little one. Have a nap. Alrighty, yeah. So as you begin walking towards the town, after about 45 minutes walking, you find yourselves coming across a main road, right here, which you should be able to see pinged. And as you head towards the town, you can see that it is a rather small town. A sign outside the front pronounces this to be Kerwell, population 212. As you enter into the town, you can see a mixture of halflings, humans, half-elves, a few half-orcs moving around as well. They seem to have set up a large trading line of ships. The river that this town is built upon does seem to be a trading hub, and you can see that the road heading from Kerwell towards the north is a well-traveled road, and there's a number of caravans moving across it. It seems like there is a definite movement of goods in this direction. There seems to be some sort of trading post town. There are a number of inns. There are 3 or 4 inns that you can see as you enter. One is down on the docks. There's a couple more towards the town centre. There's a few general stores. You can see people, as you enter, people are generally friendly. There's an air of sort of calm and relaxing nature. There's a busyness, but the locals seem to be fairly relaxed. It's very reminiscent of of sort of like an old-timey town. There's children sort of running about eating boiled sweets, chasing lizards and creatures along the main roads. Mostly horse-drawn carts and carriages, and then there the river docks as well as you travel through. What would you guys like to do? What's your sort of what's your main plan? Did you want to keep heading on towards the town? Do you want to talk to anyone? Yeah, I hand back over to you guys. Are there any descriptions you want of the town? If you want any more information, go nuts. Just let me know.
So,
Lockie's sort of faded to the group now. He's sort of like he's decently tall, so he's sort of like hunching a little bit, try and sort of blend in with his compatriots and his friends at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely fair enough. Mira, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go Mira.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, Jin is he's just interested in talking to people at the docks, and maybe seeing if this river connects to Palin and using a boat to get to Palin. It's probably a quicker route than taking the road potentially. That's what Jin's thinking of doing. But I'm happy to see what everyone else wants to do first, and then do interactions.
100%. I should say as well, it is sort of heading in towards the later afternoon by the time you guys head across.
Okay.
Sounds sensible to me.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, as you guys head down towards the docks, past the locals, past one of the market stalls, where you can see they're definitely in the process of packing up the markets. It seems to be maybe some sort of like Sunday afternoon markets. As you head down towards the docks, you can see there are a number of riverboats that are docked in these large wooden containers, almost like dry docks set up. Goods are being unloaded and loaded onto barges. You can see one barge is already just taking off, the water wheels spinning as it begins moving back onto the main thoroughfare, and then continuing down the river. As you approach, you can see a number of dock workers, people on ships, ship hands and shipwrights. You can see there is a large central trading post called the East Oceania Trading Company that seems to be managing a number of the goods that are coming in and out. They've got a large stamp with the symbol of Oceania on the sail of a ship. And you can see that there are a number of clerks moving around, directing the flow of cargo, issuing passages to people, and generally sort of organising and administrating this area and this organisation. My question is, what would you guys like to do? Who are you talking to?
Is there anybody on the docks that looks like maybe like a harbour master? I guess I don't know how big the town is, but like a harbour master or someone who's obviously like sort of
make me
in some form of management.
Perception check. Well, you know that it's a small town because the population, the permanent population on the sign would seem to indicate 212, so a small permanent population,
Yep.
but you're already seeing way more than that here, so it looks like there's a large transient population of dock workers and travellers. 24, yeah. As you look across, you instantly spot a number of clearly captains of the riverboats. A lot of them wear much more fine and ostentatious clothing than a lot of the people on the docks, a lot of the workers. Basically, yeah, there's a few people who seem to sort of not be doing a huge amount of work, more overseeing the movement of their ships. In terms of a dock master, not out in the open, you can't see anyone who looks to be like the manager of this entire enterprise. But you can see a number of senior clerks sort of moving in and out of the main building and directing the movement of the junior clerks as they move around. You can see that there is also a large riverboat that is partially docked onto land itself. It looks like it's crashed and come aground, that has been turned into a tavern. You can clearly see the sign out the front says the Sunken Barge, and there's a number of people coming and going, number of sailors sort of emerging, stumbling a bit and a bit drunk as they move around, and people going in. As it sort of heads into the afternoon, you can see the lights are being lit. The smell of delicious food begins wafting over, and you can see that there seems to be a lovely, warm and friendly place. But apart from that, you can see a couple of captains of the boats or senior clerks or I would say like first mates. Hard to tell sort of the difference between a first mate and a captain from a visual glance only. But yeah, a couple of senior ship workers and senior clerks for the shipyard, as well as this tavern.
Well, for Jin, I don't know what other people sort of want to do, but I think getting back to Palin for Jin, because he wants to get back to the Harpers and tell them everything that's happened, because the message now is a bit misleading because there's no horde to attack and it crashed quite close to Palin, but so he wants to get back and inform people as quick as possible, so time is of the essence. Jin's mission right now is going to be going and talking to some of those higher clerks, and just trying to find the ship that's leaving the dock as soon as possible to get to Palin, really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look, he's gonna speak up and be like, would it not be prudent to either spend the night here or perhaps get at least some supplies before we continue going further?
Well, it's just that there's a lot of moving parts at the moment, and there's a little bit of potential misinformation that'll be flying around. I feel like it'd be prudent to get back to Palin as quick as possible. We want to sort of tell them what has happened on the castle.
I think they're probably going to figure out the city crashed. The city made when the city crashed.
Yes, but I'm worried about the circle they were going towards.
Well, there you have got that fast friend is going to talk to people, presumably. I'm not sure.
That's
But at the same time, before we push on, some of my pieces are a little bit need a bit of repair, and my friend Mira is looking a little bit knocked up as well.
Well, should we ask around then for maybe passage to Palin in the morning?
Perhaps. Unless we wanted to spend the night on the boat. But I just think some supplies before we went, some healing or something. And I believe that, and he looks at Laura, I believe that you people eat as well. Don't you need to do that sometime soon?
Well, that is good. That's a good point.
As he says that, all mortals, your stomachs begin to grumble.
Well,
That's probably a good point.
Should we go to the tavern first then?
You mean the broken ship?
That place over there where people are conjugating and shouting and yelling. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That place.
With all the people in it. The broken ship with lots and lots of people in it.
Yes. Give me a quick sec. I'm going to change into proper attire for sailors. As I sort of disappear off somewhere where I can... So I'll just disappear off now for a sec, Owen, as I change.
What do you change into?
Yes, so let me have a quick look. I do have a persona here that's called Captain Swabby Seabeard, human pirate captain.
Oh dear.
It's little things as piratey, yar, and matey. That's what I put down.
That's what you've written as his personality.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, let's do it. I'll use my disguise kit and I have a bunch of different clothes and stuff. I'll sort of have just a sailor's sort of outfit, Owen, maybe like a nice overcoat or something, like whatever you feel like, a disguise kit and just like adventuring gear and other stuff can sort of drum up for me and make me look like a pirate within obviously reason of my equipment. I won't have like a missing hand and a hook and all that. That's just going a bit too far probably.
Okay.
Unless I could have a peg leg in the disguise kit, if I can have like something that could work as a peg leg.
Do you know what? I would say that if you... Oh, that's a tough one. Do you want to make me a sleight of hand check to see how effectively you can turn a length of wood into a fake peg leg? And as a...
Look, I'm not too fast if it doesn't work.
I'm
I
very...
could probably help it.
I'm very tempted to allow this.
It's a 14.
Yeah, 14. I'd say that if you have access to a length of wood, that you can get down to the length of a peg leg as a I don't know if should I reveal your race as a race of changeable shape. You could probably have one leg. So
it's fine. Everybody knows that I'm a changeling now.
Ah, cool. Yeah, as a changeling, you can have one leg, I would say. So yeah, there's no reason why you can't have a peg leg. Fantastic. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, given your sleight of hand check, absolutely, you can have a peg leg.
Awesome. Okay.
Hi-ya.
So as I
Yep.
and I'll have a cool hat and stuff as well, all that sort of stuff.
Fantastic.
But I won't call myself captain, maybe, because then everyone will be like, well, where's your ship?
What are you going to call yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to be Swabby Seabeard.
Swabby Seabeard.
I have a beard as
I'm
well,
Swabby Seabeard, the inland sailor. Amazing.
So as I go through all these changes behind in a nice little sheltered area, maybe behind a tree or something, I don't know, I will reappear to my like I don't know what they've done actually since because this is probably taking me like a good few minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to do this. Yeah, what are the rest of you doing while he's doing this? Yeah, I've got to put all the clothes and stuff on.
How far are we from this the tavern, this broken ship tavern?
25 meters tops.
Okay. when Jin disappears into the shadows to go and change into his sorry, Lockie's just sort of there and just sort of like starting to twitch a little bit, and he's just going to sort of sidle up to where the tavern is, the broken ship, and just sort of start on his arm. His arm's going to like his forearm is going to shift back. It's hard to describe, but like it's not telescope, but it's like fold back a little bit like a shell, and inside there'll be a run of things that sort of slowly rotate, and that's a bunch of little tools and things that he uses. So that's where he stores all the different tools that he has proficiency with.
So it's like he basically like pulls open a little carpenter's kit.
Yeah, a little bit. So he's going to take out like a file and a chisel and stuff, and just sort of start just like repairing the side of the
well, as you reach the side of the tavern, even though it's called the Sunken Barge, it's actually in very good nick. The wood has been well cared for and stained, There are no cracks. The timber has been well maintained. And as you sort of start looking around the side and where it meets the waterline, someone has gone to the trouble of waxing the wood on the waterline so that the wood does not rot. It's been very well taken care of. As you look over it, you find very few things to do. There are a couple of splinters which you just quickly move off with a small lathe. It's looking in good nick. It's surprisingly well cared for.
It was quite surprising. Because after he finished that, I would sort of shuffle his tools away and then it was okay. And we'll just sort of walk away again.
Yeah. Fantastic. By that time, actually, I will ask Mira and Lyra, what are you two doing while this is happening? Lyra, you just watch as your companion goes off and begins like examining the ship and like commenting on the quality of the wood, like sort of occasionally probably muttering under his breath, like, yes, there's some waxing there. Just some random stuff.
I would say that she's probably more just keeping an eye on anyone that's around Lockie. Like, she's like, oh my god, he's just gone off to, do his own weird thing with the ship. Yep. She's like, we're in a strange place with strange people. So I think she's just going to make sure he doesn't get jumped.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you want to make me a perception check or investigation as you have a bit of a look around and keep an eye out for any sort of shenanigans that might be going down?
19.
Yeah, as you look across, you can see that most of the sailors, occasionally you are getting looks like you are a pretty interesting group of people. The Warforged, this ancient designed Warforged, is attracting a little bit of attention. You do catch glances from sailors and passers-by looking over. One of the clerks, as he looks over and sees Lockie, he pulls out a small notebook and begins like flicking through, like looking at the notebook, then looking up at Lockie, and then looking back at the notebook, and then sort of finally putting the notebook away and looking very puzzled, and then wandering off. Yeah, that's what you notice. Mira, what are you doing while this is happening?
Similarly, I am just sussing people out. Sure. Do I know anything much about this town in terms of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Make me a history check. Given that you, it's a very close town to Palin, and your history working as a, well, not a spy, but a minor clerk for a political faction. 2. Even with the lower DC that I gave you, the only thing you know about the town of Kerwell is that it's north of Palin, and it's a small trading town. Apart from that, there was nothing of interest going on in this town. In fact, one of the most notable things about it is that nothing notable has happened in this town for the last 100 years.
Yeah.
It's actually in your dossier that you had access to that had been sort of filled over the years. It had Kerwell, nothing of note was the actual note.
Mostly harmless.
Mostly harmless. Yeah.
Let's see. Well, in that case, I'm not that interested, and I return to the. I guess the problem was my eye.
Yeah. You're missing eye. Yep.
Literally side one to just kind of like. The thing about Mira is she doesn't have any hair or anything, so she can't really even hide. So.
You do have a ruby currently sitting in your eye socket, don't you?
I do. I take it out actually. Oh, I look for a pirate.
You look for a pirate.
Okay.
Absolutely. As you have a bit of a look around, you don't see any monocular sailors instantly. As you have a bit of a look around, it seems like perhaps that might be a bit of a stereotype. Would you like to make me a perception or investigation check to try and locate a pirate with a patch or some sort of material for a patch? Oh yeah.
I side-eye Jin, and I kind of sidle over to him and I go, don't happen to have a patch in that costume of yours, do you?
Arr, matey, let me have a quick look for ya.
Yeah.
I start sort of getting through all my bags and such. Owen, do I have a patch in my disguise kit?
You would have, in your disguise kit, you would have the makings of a patch. You would have something that could be used as a patch. That's the whole point of a disguise kit. So yes, I would say you do have something that could double as a patch. Maybe a length of cloth that's slightly thicker in the middle that you could tie off.
Let me check this one out for you, love. And then I'll sort of
Is this what salty Seabeard sounds like?
Swabby Seabeard at your service there, friend.
Swabby Seabeard, sorry.
Come on, matey, get it
Oh
right.
dear. I kind of like salty Seabeard now because it sounds quite filthy. Alright, fine.
I just
Swabby
put it on.
Seaman Beard. What? Yep. So you put the patch on.
Fucking hell.
What?
Yes, we
laughing
are all seamen of the sea.
Fantastic. Why are you saying so? Yeah, Mira, you put the eye patch on.
I look
Immediately.
at you and I go, "Arr."
Arr, matey. That was a nice one there.
I get the feeling that Mira does like a little creepy smile at the end of it as well, but no, it's not meant to be creepy. It just is creepy.
It's just poopy.
Wait, what type of creepy is that?
I think like an uneasy creepy for Mira, right? Like the
No,
creepy of
is it
someone.
like,
Yeah.
am I the one getting creeped out, or is she getting creeped out?
You're getting a little bit creeped out by the smile.
Wait, what is she like too? Is she like? What
It's
else?
just too keen.
What is behind
Exactly.
this smile?
It's too
Oh,
keen. It's way too keen. Yeah, it's way
Okay.
too keen. Yeah. Like there's
Okay.
almost like a dangerous level of delight in her eyes.
She really does like doing espionage stuff. So every time I do espionage stuff,
Every time she's in costume, she's like, yeah. She's basically me as a child.
Yes.
Just
Should
really,
I do?
really into costumes and roleplay.
Do you want me to do like a sleight of hand check or something to see how well made I can do this iPad? Or even better, actually, I'll sort of, "You're my friend there. What's his? Lockie. Can you come over here for a quick second? Just see if you can help me make this eye patch." I've seen your prowess with fixing things, so maybe you might know more, friend.
What are we
This is
working with?
so
Is it leather or is it? Well,
I love how this is the same person who before was like, oh, we need to get on with the main story. Arr, I'm Swabby Seabeard.
I'm melding into the sailors of Kerwell.
Oh my god, we're just gonna do 6 episodes in Kerwell now. Amazing.
I
yeah.
think I can work both leather or club.
I didn't really hear much of that.
We
Michael,
missed
sorry.
most of that. Sorry, Michael. It was dropping out a bit.
I apologize. My mic is a piece of crap. I can work with both leather and cloth. Should not be an issue.
Okay.
He can work
I
with
will
leather and
hand
cloth.
it-
It will not be an issue. I think that's what he said.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll hand him the materials to make this. He'll be better than I will because he's an artificer. But I'm more doing it. That's not me being meta. It's more because I've
Yeah,
seen
well,
him
you think
repair
you've seen him
and
work.
fix
Yeah.
up so much
No,
stuff. in the
I think
castle.
that makes perfect sense. All right.
Yeah, I'll hand him the materials and hopefully he can make a really nice eye patch for Mira.
Absolutely. So I will get a performance check from you, Jin, for your costume, and for Lockie, I will get a sleight of hand check.
Damn, I rolled a 1, but it is 8. So that
Eight.
might offset it, hopefully.
Your beard is not fully stuck on. There's patches where it's hanging off a little bit. You've sort of tried to use a bit of colour in the cheeks to sort of give yourself like a ruddy sea breeze look, but it's just like you've got red
Well,
cheeks.
with the beard,
Yeah.
because I'm a changeling, I could actually make it like part of me.
You just do a real beard. Okay, in that case then,
I do a real beard.
you've drawn on in a stencil like a skull and crossbones on a hat and stuck that on your head.
Okay.
But it's actually like you've folded a paper hat, like you know those paper boats that are hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've sort of put that on. 21. This eye patch. This eye patch is beautiful. Plus 3, 24. So natural 20, total of 24. This eye patch is beautiful. Lockie pulls out some little flecks of crystal left over from shaping that ruby to fit into your eye socket, and actually sews some ruby studs onto the
Or actually,
onto the eye patch. Yep.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. I'm not gonna have that one.
Absolutely.
I rolled another nat.
You
one.
rolled
That's-
another nat 1.
Owen, that's 4 nat 1s this session.
wow.
That is a fun coin
Great.
for you. That is a fun coin. Yeah, you've had
Oh my
4
God.
almost in a row, so I will allow a fun coin. If you want to do one more reroll, that's at 14.
Better.
Okay. But yeah,
Alright,
this
really
this
sorry
eye
to
patch.
break away from that.
No, that's fine. This eye patch is beautiful, Mira. It's got little ruby encrusted gems around it. It's stunning. Like in a few short seconds, using a combination of I'd say like Lockie, your fingers like open up and tiny little scissors come out, and these little like grasping like tweezers begin like moving around and shaping this thing. A little stitching kit between 2 of your fingers, a little sewing machine as you quickly sew this beautiful. It's stunning. This bejeweled eye patch.
And then if I just take out of his forearm again, takes another little stitch, and I drop that. There you go. I think that's probably passable by now.
Well, Mira's looking real good right now.
Yeah,
She's like,
Mira's looking badass.
yeah.
That
Yes,
smile, that keen smile that's already too keen grows 10% keener. I like to think Mira makes that noise as she puts the eye patch on. Lyra, while all this shenanigans is going on, what are you doing?
I think she's just utterly confused. Like, sort of the
Pretty fair.
world's somehow the same and incredibly different at the same time. I think she's just sort of doing like a lot of watching and trying to figure out, okay, how the fuck does this world work, essentially? Who are these people? Like, just bewildered deer in headlights, like...
Absolutely, yeah. You are very out of your depth right now, 100%. And there's a lot of like people doing crazy irrational things that just you're not really sure what's going on here. Like, why are people doing these things? But yeah, absolutely. You are all in costume. Mira has her eye patch. We've got Swabby Seabeard. God, unbelievable. And Lockie's just himself. You've been given advantage, Jin, I suspect, for Swabby Seabeard. The chat has spent Dragon Wolf.
Yes.
Dragon Wolf has spent another 5,000 points to give you advantage. Dragon
Awesome.
Wolf, giver of advantage. And thank you for not giving me disadvantage. Yeah. So, what would you guys like to do?
Yo, Yar, should we maybe go into the inn there, laddies?
I think that we shall not deprive them of your presence. So,
Yar, I thinks I need a bit of an ale after that.
all
Sure,
right.
you don't need a rum.
Also, Owen, I'm gonna impose a. Instead of 30 feet of walking, I'll be 25 now because I have my peg leg.
Oh my god. I've just been given disadvantage. Alright. Indignation 17.
Yes!
Is that Matt?
Oh, Matt.
Matt,
That's Matt.
the
Fuck
bullying,
yeah.
the bullying continues. Unbelievable. So Matt, the way the disadvantage works for the DM, you get to decide. So at any point, you can tell me to re-roll a dice and take the lower number. So at any point you feel like I've rolled a dice and it's too, you just tell me to re-roll it. And it doesn't
He
have
can
to be
also
this
do
session.
that for us as well.
He's
If
redeemed it
if
for
Matt
me.
wanted
No,
to, he
he could do it. Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
letting
He could
letting
spend more
him know.
points and do it to anyone, but he's done it to me.
That's awesome.
Amazing. I may be a bit quick. I just responded, "You shit," but probably that was a bit harsh. I stand by it. You shit. Yeah. So you guys are heading on into the tavern. Fantastic. As you enter the tavern, immediately you find a warm, very friendly, open space. The inside of this ship has been gutted deliberately to probably open up and give access for people to come in and out, to be able to move around and enjoy themselves in this rather delightful tavern. You can see there are a couple of tables and booths that are not currently in use, that you could easily go and sit at, and the bar itself has actually been made into the side of the ship. So it looks like probably what was once the captain's cabin has been converted opened up, and that is now the bar. It seems very lovely.
Awesome. Is
You
there
can see- I
any
should
free
say-
tables or anything?
Yeah, there's a couple of free booths. I should say actually as well, you can see there are a couple of patrons inside, a number of humans and halflings, all of whom are already starting to drink pretty heavily. There's signs of this place can get a bit raucous later on. It is only sort of late afternoon. But yeah, definitely signs this place gets a bit raucous in the afternoon. It looks like the workers work hard and play hard. Yeah. Yeah, you get the sense this is a bit of a dive after certain hours. You can also see there is what looks like a hotel reception. The bar is currently being manned by a large, overweight tabaxi. Very, very elegant, dark, puma-like fur. I almost said puma-like plumage, but that's feathers. Puma-coloured fur. This puma-coloured pelt, not plumage, pelt. Very, very piercing yellow eyes, and a large scar, a vertical scar down his right eye. And he seems to be serving drinks, but yeah, horrendously overweight. As he sort of moves, you occasionally hear like the creaking of timbers as he moves about and serves drinks. And in between every drink, he pours. As he pours, he then finishes off a little bit himself as he continues. Every time he makes a drink, he's drinking a little bit of it himself. On the opposite side, there seems to be some sort of reception area for the accommodation, and you can see stairs leading up to the upper decks. And it seems like there are currently 3 rooms available. There is a sign proclaiming in chalk, 3 rooms free. And then it says underneath, 1 night, 10 silver. And you can see that is currently being manned by an Aarakocra, a very, very beautiful female toucan Aarakocra, who is looking through a book with half-moon spectacles perched across her large rainbow-coloured beak. Beautiful blue plumage. But everyone else in here seems to be a human, halfling, a couple of half-elves dotted about, and the occasional half-orc having an arm wrestle in the corner for gold. A few people playing dice and gambling. But yeah, that's what you see.
Cool. I think I'll gesture for our party to sit down on a free table for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they all sit down with me, I'll go, so should I order us some ales?
Yeah.
Well,
Where are you there, my mechanical friend?
I'll have a vegetable oil, I suppose.
A vegetable oil.
Check if that is a thing. Sure.
Got lubricant.
Fetch me some lubricant. Oh my god.
I'll sort of stride up.
What was
Wait,
that,
do
Mira?
they have people? Do they? Oh, sorry. Yeah, go, Mira.
No. I'll just go. I'll have an ale as well. I suppose it's a celebration.
I'll look at Ellie. Oh no, Ellie. Sorry. I'll look at Lyra.
What was the question? Sorry.
How long have you been in that little wee thing for? Do you know what ale is?
Well, I'm assuming it's the same drink that we used to have way back when, but to me, again, it still feels like yesterday, but I'm hoping it tastes the same.
As you guys,
You'll have
as you
one
guys are
spell.
standing in the entrance, sort of discussing this, emerging from a series of swings built into the roof is a goblin dressed in very short shorts, stripy shorts, and a tattered. Oh, who are you giving disadvantage to, Lucifer? You got to type in underneath who you're giving disadvantage to.
Oh my god, this
Jin, you've been given disadvantage by Andrew.
Does that mean I lose my inspiration?
No, you've got 1 for oh wow, the chat's getting angry with Lucifer for that. Dragons commented in caps, Lucifer, fuck off. I love it so much. You don't lose your advantage. You have advantage on 1 roll, and you have disadvantage on 1 roll, and I get to choose when you get the disadvantage. So I might use it to cancel out your advantage, I might not. So swinging from these hidden ropes, hidden at the top, is a goblin who swings through the ropes and then like unties something above you, and then a rope just drops down to the floor in front of you, and then the goblin, like fireman pole style, just comes down the rope until he's about head height with you and goes, "Well, welcome. Can I get you a booth, some food? I have a menu here." And he reaches inside his tattered vest, so feels about, then reaches into his very short shorts. He's sort of putting back, and then pulls out from his left butt cheek pocket a tattered and battered menu that he hands to you. He holds it out. "There you go. There's the menu. Got drinks on the front, food on the back."
Perfect, my wee little friend there. We'll have a quick look and we'll get back to you.
"I can recommend the House Riesling. It's delicious."
Expected. Okay.
Interesting way to surface.
He then shuffles back up the rope. As he reaches the roof, he then pulls the rope back up, ties it, and begins scuttling across the rope. The rope's tied to the roof and begins moving about the deck. You can see every so often the rope drops down and he lowers down in the middle of tables and takes drink orders, and then shuffles back up again without ever touching the floor.
Awesome. All right. So, what drinks and what food stand out, Owen, on that menu?
Yeah, so as you guys all crowd around and begin looking through the menu, you can indeed see there is a house Riesling. It's described as a taste that is mellow and dry. Bottle, 5 silver pieces. A glass, 1 silver piece. As you look down, you can see there's a couple of others. There's a Shiraz, a Cab Sav, some very nice looking wines. There's a few beers as well. You can see there's the Stuffy Nightmare Porter, a Dragon's Spellbook Pilsner, and the Abyssal Unicorn Ale, which all stand out to you. You can also see some liqueurs down the bottom. There's a Bloody Imp Whiskey, which seems to be some sort of barley whiskey. And the Rancid Foot Rum, which has been circled as chef recommendation. Recommendation is spelled wrong.
Okay. I'm definitely getting that.
It is spelled wrong. There's also the One-Eyed Whiskey as well, but that's not circled with chef recommendation.
I'm definitely feeling the rum. So
Alright.
I'll leave it up to everyone else.
The rum, sorry, I should say the rum is for a shot. It's only 7 copper.
All right, perfect. We'll go with it. It's chef's recommendation spelled wrong, of course.
Yeah, recommendation spelled wrong. It has 1 M and 3 C's.
Sounds like a plan.
It looks like
Definitely
they sort of they knew how to start spelling, but they didn't know how to stop spelling it. It looks like.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go with that. I'll leave it to everyone else.
Yeah. So we got you can cross off your 7 copper to get the Rancid Foot Rum. Is anyone else getting any drinks? There's also food. I should say there's also some braised turkey. There is blackened chicken and red lettuce salad, pan-seared venison, and something called marsh frog.
I'm gonna have. What was the braised one?
The braised venison, I believe that was. Yes.
Oh, sure. I'll go with that one. I'm gonna have braised venison and the rum.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's gonna be my order.
So that's going to be a total of 9 copper pieces.
Cool.
Well, like I said, I'm going to go for some vegetable. I'm feeling a little gritty. And I don't actually eat, so I'm not 100% sure what to do in this situation. It looks and just sort of shrugs like.
She just balks. She's got no clue what's going on, and she's just orders the exact same thing as the person in front of her. She's like, whatever they cut looks good.
Rancid Foot Rum and braised venison. Fantastic. Jared, you've just been given another disadvantage.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Andrew again.
I think you need, Owen. I think you need to increase these advantages and disadvantages to 10,000.
5,000 points is a fair bit.
Yes, we've got some lurkers in chat.
We got some lurkers, clearly. That's fantastic. Oh, I've got 2 disadvantages for you. That's going to be fun. Man, I'm looking forward to that. Might have some constitution saves.
So that's something.
Yeah, so you order that. Mira and... so we know that our good friend Lockie's not going to be ordering any food. Mira, what are you ordering?
The eye one, the eye drink.
The One-Eyed Whiskey.
Yeah.
Seems
One-Eyed
appropriate.
whiskey.
Seems appropriate. That is 1 silver per shot. It's a little bit more expensive.
No, it's too soon. Too soon. She'll just get an ale and some meat, some meat.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that you get the Dragon's Spellbook Pilsner because it could not describe you better.
Yep.
I'll describe it to you. It's a locally brewed copper-coloured Pilsner, sweet with a touch of toffee and a sweet finish.
Love this. This is vintage Owen, by the way.
What, being way too over-prepared.
Yeah. Full drinks list at every tavern.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I've got all of the names and backstories of every single patron. Oh my goodness, Dragon's handing out advantages to everybody. Currently, Lyra and Mira have both been given advantage. Oh my god, we're gonna have to keep track of these. I'm gonna make a little note. I'm gonna make a little note of what we've got so far. So Mira has 1 advantage. I'll go through and do these at the end, and I'll correlate and make sure we've got everyone's figured out, just in case we don't use them tonight, because they do stand between sessions. These are not one-offs. These carry. Yeah, I think I may need to increase these later on when we get some more viewers. Like, if we get to like 20 plus, I think I might have to increase the threshold. Matt said if I had more points, I would give disadvantage to Jared again. Doesn't feel nice.
Because we know each other in real. It's because we know each other in real life.
Doesn't feel nice being bullied by Matt, does it, Jared?
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah,
At least
so
I didn't
cross
come
off.
up with the detectives.
All right, yeah, thank you. That's disadvantage again from the DM. I'm going to spend my infinite channel points to give you infinite disadvantage. You cross off your things as the goblin sort of scurries back and takes your orders. He directs you over to a booth and gestures for you to sit down. As you do so, yeah, you can see there are a number of patrons around. The table next to you, you notice immediately that the 2 humans, this male and female human, look to be sort of mid-30s, maybe, yeah, mid to late 30s. Hard to tell given that their skin looks so weathered by sun and probably sea air. Are playing a game of dice. The rules seem to be very sort of classic. You make bets on what you've rolled and then you reveal at the very end of it. And you hear one of the other sailors who enters goes, "Oh, dead men's dice, fantastic! I'd love to have a game of that." He joins in, pulls out his own cup and dice, and begins playing dice with these people.
Cool.
I have a rule set for this, just a heads up, because I don't have enough things going on in my life. Clearly, Alice is still away, so. Yeah, as the goblin takes your orders, he scurries back up into the rafters and disappears. What would you guys like to do while you wait for your food and drinks? Is there anything in particular? You're looking around? Yeah.
I think Lyra's just sort of sizing up the type of people that are in this town/pub. She's like, all right, who's there to keep an eye on?
Yeah, absolutely. Very clearly you get the sense that there's no one here who is a present danger. You don't sort of get a sense of maliciousness or a sense of aggression in this location, but I will get you to give me an insight check to sort of read the room a little bit and get a bit of an understanding of the people who are there.
Insight.
Ooh, nice.
19. Yeah, definitely you're getting the sense that the people here are drinking heavily, quickly, and not eating a huge amount of food. A lot of them look to be quite masculine males in that they're giving off a bit of like a macho vibe. There's a lot of sort of physical pushing and guffawing. You get the sense that this place can become not dangerous, but there's probably a sense of rowdiness that comes across this tavern. And indeed, what you notice as well is that the 19, you get the sense that the reason, looking at the goblin and the way he moves about, you get the sense that if he was on the floor, he might get stepped on.
Oh,
is the sense that you get. I would say that you've got enough of an insight check, and that's why he's using these systems of ropes to move across the ceiling. Because he is quite small. Even for a goblin, he's sort of only 3 foot. He's very short.
He's small.
He's a small boy. The shit that I come up with, my god. I don't know where that came from.
That was awesome. I loved it.
Thank you.
It's quite unique.
I thought of, as I was describing it on the spot, I was like, yeah, poor Gobby. On the spot, I was like, oh, it'd be funny if the goblin was like scurrying across the ceiling like a spider. And then I was like, that would make sense, because if he wasn't, he'd get stepped on and sat on, and people would like not see him, and he'd struggle to get through the crowds. So there you go.
Well, also, it works because he's in a ship. So.
Yeah, exactly right. That's exactly right. Also, in my mind, I just thought it'd be funny to see the side of a goblin going across the ceiling. That'd be fun to describe. So, yeah, after a few moments, the tabaxi pushes through the crowds. Very tall, easily 5'7", 5'8". No, he can't be 5'7", 5'8". Easily 5'6", as he starts placing down your food and drinks. And he calls them out as he does. Like, yes, we have ourselves 2 of the rancid rum whiskey. Rancid foot rum. he sort of hands them out to Jin, and to, I think Mira was the other. No, it was Lyra who got the other one.
Yeah.
We got 2 of the braised venison. Here you go. And we've got ourselves some one-eyed whiskey. Let me guess. And looks towards you, Mira. That's not for you now, is it, love? You just stay silent. He passes it over very quietly without no response. He's like, okay.
He's very intimidated.
You got the
No, you got the ale. Sorry, that's right. DM remembered. You got the ale. Sorry. Bad remember of the DM. DM goes, the Dragon Spellbook Pilsner? Now that wouldn't be for you now, would it, love? As he looks towards the only Dragonborn in the group. Still stands. Still works. Hands over a pint of ale. And he looks towards you, Lockie. He goes, oh, you've been looking at the menu for organics. You'll probably want to have a bit of a look at our menu for constructs. Give me one moment. I've got some oil out the back.
my god.
What would you like?
You get fucked. Menu. That's awesome. What the fuck?
Of course we do. Oh, well, it's got to cater to all types. We get many people traveling through, and all these steamships wouldn't work without the very hard-working Warforged.
I love it.
Good old Rusty's been keeping our
Add a
engine
character.
running for 16 years. Haven't cost me $1 to maintain that. Now that's magic, that is. It's not really. He calls it artificing, but no, he calls it artificing, but it's magic. I haven't had to pay him anything to get him. I mean, I pay him a wage, but don't get me wrong. But I don't have to pay him any extra costs. It's incredible. He's a magician. He keeps calling himself
That's awesome.
an engineer or something like that. Don't know what that means.
It's fascinating, and I appreciate your foresight in creating.
Of course. Now, I will be honest, there's only 3 items on the menu. There's a hot plate, there's 2 different types of oil.
Play.
Now, some Warforged, I've noticed, they don't sort of want to participate in the eating, but they like the idea of the warm plate just to hold close.
I've heard of this. Some of them have a slot where they put it into their chest.
Yeah,
Hold on to
if they've been specially designed, yeah. Do you have one of those? You look like an older model, if you don't mind me saying. You're looking great, but you do look like an older model.
I'm quite a bit older, yes. I do not have one of those newfangled slots. I'm still working on the old pub system. The oil you mentioned, that sounds agreeable.
Yeah, we got 2 different types. One's been refined from cabbages, and one's been refined from giant squid.
I think I'll take the cabbage oil at this stage.
Of course, look, single copper. It's not that expensive for me to make, if I'm being honest.
Sounds also fine.
I'll be
Yes.
right back. Anything else for your table? I don't recognize any of your faces. I've got an incredible memory for faces. And 9 lives, don't you know? Well, 6 lives left. What brings you through here? Not many visitors to, of the adventuring type. Tell by your weapons. To Curwell.
Well, my friend there, we be passing through trying to get to Palin. I might be the captain of this ragtag crew, and, well, as you can see, I'm a bit far
Apologies,
from
Captain.
sea.
Apologies,
Yes.
Captain. Didn't give you the proper respect. And he gives you a full bow. Captain, welcome.
Thank you very much. My name is Captain Swabby Seabeard, at your service.
Swabby Seabeard. Now that's a name. A great name. I'll remember
Yes,
that. Hard to forget.
Just trying to get back to the sea. A little bit lost in these river systems, you see.
I'm called
You
B.
wouldn't,
Oh, sorry. You go.
Oh, no, sorry, my friend. What are you gonna say?
I'm called BGL. Bloody Great Lummox. Pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure is all mine there, friend. Now,
You were saying there's something about getting back to Palin.
Yes. As soon as possible.
Hey, well, there's a night barge that departs most evenings. Just takes you overnight. You sleep in one of the cabins. Wake up in the morning back in the main city.
What? Yeah, that does sound pretty good.
You're welcome to stay the night here and catch the morning express. I know there's a large steamship that travels through these parts pretty quickly. Otherwise, you're going to be quicker getting a couple of fast horses, but they are a little bit more expensive.
We will give it a little bit of a suss over dinner.
And I imagine a man such as yourself is not as comfortable on the back of a horse versus the back of a ship.
Well, I need me sea legs more than anything. Haven't been on the ocean for a very long time.
Well, the Miga Delta's not going to be a match for your ocean experience. You'll find she's a slow and placid body of water, this river.
Yar.
Oh my god. Just a sad, half-hearted, well, yar. Unbelievable. Yeah.
So I'll be right back with your drinks. I got to gabbing. Missus,
And he points over towards the Aarakocra.
Missus is always telling me I could talk the ass off a donkey. I'll be right back.
He wanders over. As he sort of moves away, you can see, like, it takes a second or two for the rest of him to turn around. As his main body turns, the rolls of fat sort of jiggle and move about and then gradually turn. He's sort of got his own, like... It's an event as it turns. There's a series of sections that move as he turns. After a few minutes, he emerges with a medium to small glass, maybe sort of the size of a schooner, filled with a very fluorescent yellow oil with a bit of a green tinge to it. And he plonks it down in front of you, Lockie.
There you go. Oh, finishing touches.
And then he gets out of his bag and sprinkles a little bit of silver dust over it.
There you go. A little bit of pewter.
Why, thank you, maybe, man. It's his friends. Appreciate this.
Takes the rust right off. Or so I'm told.
That's definitely needed in my case, I think.
You're more rust than man.
I'm machine then. Yes. Yes. Long due for an overhaul, I think.
Well, Palin will be able to help you out there. I know they do all sorts of stuff.
I see.
Right, well, if you need anything, you can always talk to Gobby.
He points up to the ceiling where you see the goblin moving around. Yeah, I've named him Gobby in honor of one of the stream who's already named him Gobby, and I thought it's way better than the name I had. Gobby's way better. I love it.
I always talk to Gobby.
Because it's like Dobby, but he's a goblin.
Always talk to Gobby if you need him. Just make sure he steals socks. Keep an eye on your socks. Don't let him get near him. And if you do end up wanting to book a night, you can always go talk to Rayler over there.
And he points over to the toucan Aarakocra.
Yes. Thank you, my good man. We'll tell you if we need Gobby.
Wonderful. Well, it's been a pleasure. If you need any more drinks, you know what to do. I'll catch you all later.
And he begins whirling through the crowd. As he does, another group of sailors enter, and he goes,
"Hey, boys, come on over. I got your special ready."
And he leads them over towards the bar and begins handing out drinks in a very long, thin wooden cup. And he puts a pickled onion on the top of each one of these, top of each drinks, and then hands the three out to this group of sailors who eat the pickled onion, then drink the drink really quickly, and then start making like gagging noises.
Oh, you put hairs on your chest. Look at me. It works for me.
As he gestures to his very thick pelt. Yeah, what would you guys like to do?
So is there food here?
Yeah, food's been handed out. You've got your all of your meals have been distributed.
Cool.
Cross off your goals, and yeah.
So I'll.
Go on.
Yep. No, you go.
I was just going to say, I'm just looking across at Lyra this whole time while this bizarre / normal situation is taking place. I'm like, how's the adjustment going to the present, my dear? I'm sorry, it must be quite an adjustment.
Well, everything's a bit different, that's for sure. It's I think the weirdest part is that there's enough things that are the same, but then, the other stuff is just totally wild. It's an experience to say the least, but it's interesting. So we got that going for us, which is nice.
If it makes you feel better, I'm also not so used to being in taverns, although you get used to it pretty quickly.
As you say that, Mira, someone sloshes beer down the back of your head.
Ah!
Just a little bit, but yeah. As one of the sailors behind you tries to scull his entire drink at once.
I take the hint and I try and skull my dead partner. So,
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
yeah.
And actually, anyone who's drinking the rancid rum, that's also going to be a Constitution saving throw as well.
Oh no.
Okay.
Mira, 22. Yeah, you're fine. Like, this beer doesn't even touch the sides. It's almost like the alcohol evaporates off as it goes down your fire dragon throat.
Oh.
Jin,
no.
Jin, I'm going to use one of the disadvantages to give you disadvantage in that roll. Could you please roll that again for me? Shit, 15.
It was destined.
It was destined. Oh, Lyra, you haven't had alcohol in about 600 years, so your tolerance is a little bit lower. As you shot this whiskey, it burns in the most unpleasant and foul way. The alcohol is bitter and dark. There are particulate matter. There's particulate through it, almost like it hasn't been properly decanted or distilled. It is rancid foot rum. I mean, it's called rancid foot rum. I don't know what you were thinking. You instantly, there's a shot of nausea. You feel ill and very, very drunk. Jin, 15. Again, like you still, like there's definitely, this is definitely a very rough moonshine sugarcane rum. And you're getting sort of a hint of something else, something a bit meaty in it as well. And some of the particulate matter looks a little bit like, almost like little bone fragments to you as you sort of like wipe your tongue off and look, these little white bone fragments. Yeah.
Gross. I keep drinking it though.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you, as in like you order another? Because it's a little whiskey
No.
glass shot.
I don't. Okay, no, I don't order another.
Okay.
But I will. I'll quickly get Gobby and order just an ale.
Yeah,
to wash
Gobby
down the
ascends
taste.
down and goes,
Yeah, how can I help? What do you need?
oh sorry, I
Just
forgot.
an ale
in
there,
my
my
world,
friend.
in my world, goblins are Kiwi.
Yeah, all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, brew. What can I get you? Do you need a brew? Do you need a brew?
Oh, give me a dragon pilsner, my friend.
You all right?
Yarr.
I'll get you a Dragon Pilsner brew. Do you want a Raging Banshee malt? They're pretty good as well.
No, that'd be all matey.
Right, okay, any more drinks before I head back to the kitchen? Can I get you anything more before we get beached as brew?
Oh god.
What was that? Sorry, Mira?
I said we apologise to our New Zealand cousins.
I don't. I stand by it. You're all goblins. What's next?
Whoa. Owen does not actually think that, guys.
No, it's on record. I
think-
don't think that. I love Kiwi. I'm so sorry. No, I'll go back to the original voice.
All right, what can I get you? Anyone else want any drinks?
I'm fine. I think that this one probably shouldn't have any more.
Looking at Lyra.
Oh, did you had the rancid foot rum? You've got to follow
Yeah,
that
I
up
had
with
the
some
ran-
bloody imp. You got to follow it up with bloody imp whiskey. Oh, good, it's a great chaser. I should have suggested it earlier, sorry. Can I get you one?
That sounds like an awful idea. I think.
Nah, it's a bit... Oh,
Water, does water still exist? Like the normal ass clear
yeah, I
stuff?
can get you some aqua boring. Of course I can.
Yeah.
Boring.
More like H2Go. Yeah, right, I can get you some water. Anyone else want any more food? Get you some chips,
That'd be enough, I think, friend.
potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick it in a stew.
Why I said
No,
chips.
we don't need any of that.
Okay. Righto, great. Well, I'll be right back.
And he scampers back up his rope, pulls it back up, and then scampers across the roof again. A dragon spell pilsner is brought out for you. Yeah, as I said, it's a sweet pilsner with a touch of toffee. Quite a nice sort of hoppy toffee pilsner. And water.
Toffee.
Hoppy toffee pilsner. Say that 16 times fast. No, don't please. Lockie, as you start drinking your oil, could I have you please make me a Constitution saving throw, but not for the reason you think?
Okay. I was going to say I have an advantage against being poisoned.
It's not poison. It's not a poison. It's just I want to know something, and con is the closest that makes sense to this effect. 17.
Nice.
As you take your first sort of sip of this oil, the pewter shavings on top immediately begin pushing through and grinding across your gears, and you find very quickly that they seem to be quite abrasive, almost like a sandpaper, which starts stripping off a lot of the rust and grime and dirt that you've accumulated throughout your internal workings over the past couple of centuries. The oil that follows behind as you take more sips begins washing all of this away into your external what would you call it? Like external exhalation chamber, whatever you use to do the Warforged equivalent of peeing.
It would be a small reservoir.
Yeah, a little reservoir. A waste reservoir. As the oil begins moving through, it begins cleaning and fixing up your internal workings. The pewter dust at the front actually seems to do a bit of an abrasive finish, which has started to polish and remove a lot of the dirt and grime that you've been building up over the past couple of decades and centuries. You feel good. You feel much better. Your clockwork begins ticking a lot more regularly, and you feel better.
Well, that was quite surprising and was not unpleasant. Better than a slap in the face with a fish, that's for sure.
Nice.
You actually look a little bit better there, laddie.
Yes, I'm feeling a bit better. I feel like my age 85 is whizzing away like it hasn't done in at least 150 years.
There's your inspiration. Well done. Two references in as many minutes. Fantastic. I would say on top of that as well, you feel your internal diagnostics calculate you are working at a 15% increased capacity.
Absolutely fantastic. And as you recalibrate a little bit, I just had an idea. Mira, my friend, would you mind lifting that up?
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, do you mind to sort of reach over? Do you mind?
Yeah. No. I pull out the ruby. Give it to him. Is there something wrong?
Ruby, I just wanted to see the actual... Oh, this is a very nice ruby, though. I think there might be something I can do for you.
Yeah?
Actually. It will take some time, and I won't be able to get it to you before, say, tomorrow morning, but I have a feeling I might be able to help you out. With your vision.
You could construct something?
I believe I can. There's something known called a Ursat app, which
nice.
you missing. That's what Ursat means. Sorry. Yes, I could absolutely construct you.
Mira has a glance at the eye patch with a little bit of tiny little bit of hesitation. That would be wonderful. Would be yes. Oh, our guild has never been more depleted nor richer for the company now. As Mira kind of looks around at being the only original one at the moment.
Oh, yeah, true.
She's quite happy with the new recruits.
They're up to snuff.
Associate.
Yeah, very nice. And with that, my question is, are you going to be staying the night here, or are you going to try and take the overnight riverboat?
Yeah, so as we're sort of eating and they've sort of all had their little chats, I'll sort of look at it, I'll sort of like say, all right there, friends, gather around. What do you think we should do? Do you think we should head out tonight or head off in the morning?
Okay. Oh, go on, Lyra, are you in any fit state there? Are you wobbling around?
I don't know. I think either way I'll be fine. Whatever you guys want to do.
Okay. My vote is in favour of the barge. That sounds quite safe, actually.
The night barge?
Yes,
It might be better to stay moving.
that's my thought. Yeah.
All right, I think there is a little bit of a time essence for us
Yes.
to get to Palin. So I definitely agree with that one, matey.
What about you, Lyra?
Fantastic.
He sort of gives her a little bit of a nudge on the shoulder. Are you okay for a barge tonight? I believe she's fallen asleep. A barge!
Yeah. Yep, alright. On the barge we go. She's just sort of hiccuping all over the place.
Amazing. Alrighty, well, if you guys are going to take the night barge, we will wrap things up there and we'll come back for your
Perfect.
journey on the night barge. I think that's a good place to wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody who's been joining us, and thank you those who've been watching on YouTube now that we're doing the multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's been dropping those channel points to get some advantage, disadvantage. So we've got Dragon, who's dropped 3, Lucifer dropped 1, Matt dropped 1, yeah. Actually, Lucifer dropped 2, it looks like.
Yes. So I've still got a
Fantastic.
disadvantage and an advantage.
So the current scores stand. I took a quick note while we're doing it. So Mira has an advantage, Jin has an advantage and a disadvantage. Lyra has an advantage. I still have a disadvantage, unfortunately. And I gave Lockie inspiration right at the end there. So that's the current scores of bonuses. But yeah, thank you everybody. That is going to be it for D&D tonight. We will be back next Wednesday, hopefully with our full party of lovely adventurers. I hope you have had a wonderful, wonderful night. Stay safe, stay well. I will be back tomorrow night for some more streaming. I think I'm probably going to be doing... I don't know, what are you up to tomorrow night, Jared? And Andrew, if you're still here. Do you want to do Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow night?
Well, I don't know. I think I might be busy, but I'll let you know tomorrow earlier in the day. Give you some
I'll send a message on the
heads up.
Discord. Otherwise, I'll do some more Witcher 3 or Assassin's Creed Valhalla stream, because I know they've just dropped the new Druid expansion. I think I should probably check that out, because it means I can do my
Perfect.
Irish accent for an entire 3-hour stream. Because why not? Perfect. Well, thank you so much, everybody. I have had an awesome session. That was great. It's a little bit hard to sort of know what to do with travel sessions, so I try and add in some interesting stuff and add a bit of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We will be back next session, heading into the second module, Rise of Tiamat. This is sort of the interim section between Horde of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I will catch you all later. Dragon used 4. Sorry, Dragon. I apologize. You used 4 of your channel advantages. Apologies. Perfect. That's it from me. Stay safe, everybody. Stay well. We wish you all a lovely, lovely night, and we will catch you all later. Farewell.
See you guys. Have a good night. Have a good day, night, week.
Goodbye, everybody. See you later.